Hey everybody.
Nut.
I was waiting for you to do it, Jake.
Nut.
You've been the person to do it whenever Zach was unavailable, so I was waiting. Hey everybody, welcome back to some Dungeon the Mad Mage. This is session 31, and much like last week, we have an illness in the group. Zach is unable to attend us this fine week because he is sick as fuck. So we're gonna go ahead and play some D&D, hopefully have some fun, and that'll be that. I don't think we have anything outstanding to discuss or any bookkeeping, so assuming that everyone is ready, I'm just gonna go ahead and launch into a recap of last time on Dungeon. So previously in the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, the party sat debating about what to do. They had two different parties, Shunshurith with the Xanathar and Rizaril and his Lycanthropes, both wanting the party to oppose the other. But there was no clear right choice, so the party decided to go back and talk to Rizaril a bit more in order to determine their path. Of note during this conversation, the party found out that Rizaril and his were-rats were at least somewhat tied to the Zentarum, and that the were-rats had no intention on spreading their curse. But Rizaril still could not provide a reason for his feud with Shunshurith except for personal gain, and so the party decided to opt out of the conflict, at least for now. Leaving the base de resistance, the party explored the surrounding area, finding little of interest. So they headed southwest, past the cold room, to the south of the spider burrows, and there found treasure on a skeleton in an armoire. With fewer and fewer choices in direction, the party decided to head back to the Deadeye's watchpost. There they found a pack of Grick feasting on the carnage they had left behind. The party quickly dispatched the creatures and then headed southward, where they found a long, red-lit hallway at the end of which they could see two ballista, which may or may not have been animated at the time. Thanks, Roll20. So, deciding not to risk whatever trap or conflict this hallway might pose, the party headed further south, down a long, twisting hall. There they found stairs leading down to the next level of the dungeon. But they also found a large hall to the south, covered in defaced dwarven iconography, red glowing lights, and stone tentacles. As the party explored here, they were plagued by strange sightings out of the corners of their eyes, the tentacles writhing behind their backs. At the end of the Great Hall, the party found a door leading south and a great set of double doors leading west. Opting to explore the west, the party opened these massive double doors and found huge undead dragons standing there. The dragons opened their skeletal maws in mock roars and leapt into action, charging the party. Ashes was immediately taken by a supernatural fear and fled, but Matashtai and Bones held their ground, bracing against the terror. And
What a coward.
then it all stopped. The party blinked a few times and saw great dragon skeletons, yes, but ones held together by wire and stonework, long decayed with time and most definitely immobile. Yet another trick played by the madness of this place. So the party explored this great mausoleum and found several more dragon skeletons, and beyond that, a small chamber filled with dwarven statuary and the remains of a horned humanoid. But finding nothing further of interest, the party headed back to the Great Hall and its southern door. Beyond this door, the party found a strange creature, a small cube of metal with spindly legs and delicate wings. It marched counterclockwise around a cluster of caryatids, beautiful elven figures facing inwards towards a magic circle. At first, the party had no idea what to make of this scene, but Matashtai used his hoary spirit to commune with the creature, discovering its name was Halastron, and that it had been charged with protecting these statues as well as a list of other particular duties. The party also discovered that these statues could cure petrification, and that Halaster supposedly had a nearby menagerie to the east. Utilizing this knowledge, the party did what all parties do. They went west instead, where they happened upon 2 owlbears, emaciated from hunger, who immediately attacked the party. But they were easily defeated. After looting the room and harvesting the creatures, the party continued westward, finding a room covered in ash, and then a long, upward-sloping hallway. In venturing down this hallway, the party triggered a trap, and a giant boulder came careening down upon them. Matashtai was able to flee in time, and Bones was able to throw himself out of the way, but Ashes and Ezrah were both hit by the boulder, with Ezrah being knocked unconscious. In the aftermath, the party healed Ezrah and sent Bones to investigate the trap. He found a switch in the next room and flipped it, hopefully undoing the trap. Then, hurt, the party rested, only to be stumbled upon by a group of floating green eye creatures who seem to be looking for the source of the kerfuffle. So, that is where we fade into the scene. I'm going to go ahead and drop you guys from the Yawning Portal into level 2 of the dungeon. Let you guys orient yourselves. We're down here, way down in the southwest corner of the map. And you guys might want to, during free time, take a look at the... Flip over to the next scene. You guys might want to take a look at the player map, because you guys uncovered a crap ton of area last session, and we have a whole bunch of new space that you guys can potentially like orient yourselves in. Okay? But before that, everyone please select your tokens and roll for initiative, because these spectators have no interest in any sort of negotiation. They are here to shoot laser beams.
Token. Initiative.
No.
No. You can't make.
It does look like an olive.
Like an olive? Oh, it does look like an olive. Yeah, it does. Didn't we roll last time or not roll? Well, we didn't roll last time necessarily, but Ezrah is surprised because they rolled.
I think after a week he's no longer surprised.
Agreed.
Oh, if only it worked that way. Okay, so we're gonna launch into this real quick. Does anyone mind running Bones for the evening?
I can stab people.
You can stab people? Okay. Let me toss you his character sheet real quick. Oh. Dash time. Save. Alright, you should have access.
Are you able to make a backup of his character so I can mess with his character sheet to freak him out when he comes back, but then you just like load the backup?
That's mean. Shit, now I gotta look at my character sheet.
Oop. I accidentally archived. It's gone forever. I lied. It's restored now.
That would be funny. Jay's OCD for the next 4 hours is going to
Hold
be...
on, I've got to check this.
What
What did he change?
There is now a copy of Bones, so feel free to do whatever you need to do to his character sheet.
And
Alright.
you are hiding it from Zach, yes?
No, I haven't. It's at the bottom of the list. He's not gonna look. Here, I'll remove it from everybody. There we go. Alright. Now nobody can see that one.
Perfect.
Okay. Wonderful. Let's
Just don't forget about it.
Who's doing that? Oh, I'm assuming if Mitch actually does stuff, Zach's gonna go like fucking cuckoo
You didn't go ballistic.
next week. All right, so
Like I won't even have to make like big changes either.
That's what he gets for missing 2 episodes in a month.
I don't think we're gonna
3
do.
episodes
We're
a
not
month?
gonna like start the punitive train for like missing, because that can
Nope.
get ugly real quick. That's not how we operate here, fellas. All
I
right,
mean, it's in good fun. We have a backup character sheet.
let's get Bones on the initiative, the turn order.
Sorry, I'm on it.
You're on it, Black Shoe. All right. Fantastic. Okay. So, 2 of these guys are real fucking quick on the draw. It's like they came in here looking for a fight. So, that's actually gonna put them in an interesting position. Why is there an X on Ashes? Oh, damn it, Mitch! Why do you gotta do this to me every time? Every time you gotta make yourself a nuisance.
You gotta take the keys away.
All right. I think we can do this in kind of a simultaneous fashion. So these guys, these first 2, fly into the room, right? Yep. Fly straight into the room.
Oh, good.
And they've got, like, they're hovering about 10 feet up off the ground, right? And they're spinning slowly, looking around. They've got these 4 little eye tentacles that are whipping around, looking at all of you, right? And I think they're gonna start going to town. So, we're always gonna go clockwise. So, Matt, Ashes, Ezra, Bones. Start off with number 1. So, let me get this set up correctly. Roll 20. Potato.
Potatoes.
Spectato. Oh, did I show you guys these yet?
Like
Oh,
picture.
spectators.
Yep.
But thanks for sharing again.
You're welcome. Okay, see, we're missing
I want
The
to say
f-
we've seen these when we were fighting them in
the freaking
the previous party with.
character sheet. Missing them. Yeah, you guys
we're
have
at-
definitely seen these before. Like as players, yeah.
We were in some kind of like library or shop or something. Was it
Oh,
some
yeah.
old lady that was
That
like,
was when it was when
get
we
him out
got
of my
the,
shop?
healing staff.
Yep. Let me make some. I'm on clicking the wrong freaking thing. Let me make an edit on this page because the spectator character sheet does not include how many eye rays it can shoot in a
Oh
single
shit, he's
turn.
buffing him on the fly.
I literally have video proof of what I'm doing to them. Okay, and we'll.
Spectators have 300 HP.
Oh crap. Okay.
Also, they hate half elves.
They do hate half elves. That is absolutely true. Especially sleeping ones. Okay, so we're gonna go roll. This
Especially
is
ones
gonna be.
with
I love
skin
playing. I love
conditions.
playing Beholderkin in random form. So we're gonna do 3 and a 4. Okay, so we get an eye beam at Ezra and an eye beam at Bones. And again, can't do the same one in a turn. So the first one is Ezra. I need you to make a DC Wisdom saving throw. Sickly yellow beam comes shooting at you, and you are unaffected by the confusion ray.
Wow.
Awesome. And then I need a DC 13 Wisdom save
Hypnotic
from
patterns the party.
Bones.
Bones is
Bones.
a failure.
Ooh, okay, yeah. So Bones gets hit by a kind of a grayish ray, purplish grayish ray, and he is, let's say he is afraid. He is frightened. And he, yeah, so he is frightened by the creature, by the spectator.
Which one?
He is frightened by this one.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh. Okay, gotcha. All right, and then the next spectator.
Oh, that was one guy?
That was one guy.
shit.
Yeah, two beams from one guy. So the next one is going to shoot at Ezrah and then at Ashes. So here's the first one. The first one's going to be a 3, and the second one's going to be a 3. Really? 3, 2, 3, 2? Okay, then. So Ezrah, I need you to make another Wisdom saving throw. Okay, that one tags you, so you get hit by the Fear Ray, and you are afraid of this one. Okay.
Looks like somebody should have been talking shit about getting afraid of.
Ashes, I need a DC 13. Oh, we're gonna love this. Constitution saving throw.
Damn it.
Uh-oh.
Gosh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Damn it. This ain't fair.
Oh, Lord.
Oh,
This is not fair.
Oh,
Oh.
that's no bueno. Ashes is Ashes. You feel your muscles seize up on you. We'll use this. We'll use this. You are paralyzed. Okay.
All right.
And now it is Bones' turn. Bones is afraid of the yellow spectator.
So fear I can't move towards it, and I have a disadvantage on attacks against it, right?
I believe that is the effect. We can look it up real quick. Frightened condition is... frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight, and he can't willingly move closer to the source of its fear.
Okay.
Yeah.
How high up are they all?
They are about 10 feet up. So still within melee range of anyone on the ground.
Okay. Hi. Oh, shit.
What's up?
He gonna get an attack of opportunity if I try to break sight, so...
Yes, that would be a thing.
Hmm.
What? No, actually he doesn't, because he hasn't had his turn yet, so he doesn't have his reaction yet. You have to have your turn before you can get your reaction, right? I believe that's
don't
the
know.
effect. That's why surprise is such a finicky thing, because so I believe that is the scenario, is you can't have a reaction if you haven't had a turn yet in combat. So the first round is one of those weird scenarios. Someone can look that up if they want to. But in this particular instance, it's a ruling in your favor, so I would just go with it.
We'll go over here.
Although, I will say this, it's the same reason why Ashes didn't get a attack of opportunity against the spectators when they flew past, because Ashes hadn't gone, and neither had Ezra. Neither of them had gone in combat yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I
can
guess
you- that's the rule on
that's
reaction.
fair. Like, that's part of your turn.
Yeah.
Regardless of when you take it.
I believe so. But anyway, so...
How does the storm boomerang work? Does it have charges? Like, what is it?
Yeah, it has... So, I mean, you can just throw it, but it has charges on the effect, which I believe he keeps tracked on...
Yeah, it says 4 of 4, but, like...
So it's good.
Once it's done, or is it regenerate?
Oh, no, he just needs to... It needs to go above ground in open air once to recharge. That's it. So
Okay.
you don't have to worry about expending all the charges or anything like that.
Do you have to roll a 120 after expending all the charges
No.
and see if it breaks?
It does
Okay.
not have that effect.
All right, I'm gonna try and throw the storm boomerang at this bottom spectator.
Okay, gotcha.
Sorry, Zach, your boomerang exploded.
You are going to be outside of the line of sight of this spectator, so you will not have disadvantage. Some people will argue with me on the LOS of that, but
Storm
those
boomerang.
people,
God,
I
that's
think
so many
dumb.
dice. Why are there so many dice?
That is a good question. Okay, so 15 definitely hits these things. They are not that hard to hit. So 6 bludgeoning damage and 8 lightning damage. That's a pretty
That's
nice.
a lot of lightning damage.
Yeah, that's pretty chunky. Okay, so minus 6 and what is the, oh, it's a DC 10. DC 10 Constitution. He is not stunned.
Bummer.
Okie dokie. Okay. Anything
Yeah, I'm
else?
gonna stay there.
Okay. At the end of your turn, you can make a Wisdom 13, DC 13 Wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
And since you cannot see the effect of your target, you do not have disadvantage on it.
Hell yeah. Damn it.
Damn it.
Yeah, well, is a spoopy guy. What can one say? All right, Ezra, you are
I'm a scaredy cat.
you are a surprised boy, is what you are. But I do think that's still your turn. You just don't get to do anything, so you still get to make your saving throw though. So Wisdom DC 13 Wisdom saving throw. And you're still an afraid boy. All right. This spectator is well, he got hit, so he's probably just gonna laser into Bones. So don't do that. Oh god. A 3 and a 4. Okay, so Bones needs to make a. He's already affected by the Fear Ray, so it doesn't matter if he takes it or not. And then he needs to make a DC 13 Constitution saving throw.
Can't he be afraid of a different?
That's true.
Object?
He can. So yeah, please do make the Wisdom saving throw as well. That's a good point. Thank you very much.
Wisdom, you said?
Yep, DC 13 Wisdom saving throw.
Oh yeah,
He is not afraid of this one. Awesome. And he does not take the full. So he dodges the Fear Beam entirely, and he dodges the. Dodges. He resists the effects of the Wounding Ray. Unfortunately, the Wounding Ray still does damage, half damage on a fail or on a successful save.
Bones flexes on the beam.
So he takes only 6 necrotic damage as the Wounding Ray hits him.
Okay.
And I think the hallway is not really higher than 10 feet, so this spectator can't really get higher up, so he's just going to stay where he's at. Matashtai is up.
All right. Matt's gonna pull out Tamakiri, and he's gonna run forward.
Poka poka. The old poka poka.
Poka.
And he's gonna commence the poker in.
Sounds good.
Hey, 2-hit. Whoopah. Whoopah.
What'd you get? 25 and 22 definitely hit.
And paw.
All
3 hit?
17. All 3 definitely hit.
Okay. $24 damage.
Ooh, okay, you start to smack the shit out of this thing. But it is still alive.
Okay. And that's the end of my turn.
Okay. At the top of the round, you all watch as the boulder begins to.
Oh, come on. It wasn't I.
and these tentacles begin to ripple up and out of the boulder.
What? I thought that was someone jokingly drawing.
Did you accidentally put an eyeball on the layer we weren't supposed to see?
Nope. Spectator 1.
I just assumed it was Mitch because he likes to be artsy.
Disruptive.
Okay, so
Artsy.
Spectator 1 only has 3 targets now, so it's gonna, again, clockwise. So that's Ashes and Ashes. So Ashes twice. Ashes gets hit with a 2, a 3. Ashes.
You gotta. I'm also paralyzed, so
You are paralyzed, but these things are. I'm kind of playing them as they're not like being careful. They're just kind of like pew 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 pew, just like firing off shit all over the place.
Disco balls of eye rays.
Exactly, they're disco balls of eye rays. So another paralyzing ray comes your way. And it's not gonna have any effect, so it doesn't matter. But I do need you to roll a Wisdom saving throw, DC 13.
Yay!
All right, you are not afraid of the yellow spectator. So let's wash for him, and then
Wow.
the pink
Good to be
spectator
back, guys.
also fires 2 rays at you. A 1 and a 3. So 2 wisdom saving throws, please.
Second failed.
Okay, second failed. You are afeared of the pink ray.
Pink one. Gotcha.
Okie dokie. And then it is Bones
Frozen
again.
in. Well, Bones is gonna. Shit. The whole fear thing's really annoying.
A little bit. Yep.
Okay. Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna run down this hall. Go around the corner. I'm gonna use my bonus action to hide.
Okay.
And I'm gonna poke back out and throw a dagger.
All right. Okay. Sure. Roll a stealth check at disadvantage.
Okay.
That's probably still gonna work. No, it doesn't work. So yeah, you can still throw the dagger by all means, right? But as you poke back around the corner, you have like 3 eye stalks staring right in your direction.
I aim for an eye stalk and I let loose a dag.
Have at it. Let
hold
that
on.
dag loose. It's
How
hard
did-
to.
he got
It's
so many
hard
like
to hide.
weapons. Why does he have so many weapons?
Cause it's Zach. What are you talking about? Zach loves
Alright,
his
then.
options.
The dag misses.
The dag misses, clatters against the wall. Unfortunate. All right, Ezra. You're no longer surprised, right? You are taken by supernatural fear.
Oh, do I get to make a wisdom saving throw?
Oh, yeah, wisdom saving throw for me. Hopefully you unfear this time.
Also, am I in cover where I am?
Uh,
Shouldn't be a disadvantage, but yeah.
yeah, it's not at disadvantage because you can't see him. Okay, yeah, you are good. You are no longer appeared. Wrong one. There you go. Okay, Ezra, you're no longer surprised. It's your turn. These disco balls are shooting laser beams all over the place. Okay, fantastic. Pulling out the big boys.
Not pattern.
Pattern. Okay. Pattern. Wisdom saving throw.
Go to sleep.
Okay.
Go
DC
to
15.
sleep.
Fucking awesome. Okay. All right. DC 15. Wisdom saving throw. Here is number 1. The 7. Here is a number 2. That's a 15.
Jerk.
And that's it. However, so this, the yellow one, right? Yellow one, he goes, oh god, and he's now like, right? The other one, though, I mean, there is, as the spell attempts to take hold on the pink one, right? There's this, like, it looks at you with its central eye, and it kind of, like, widens the eye, and there's a brief, like, ching, like, flash of light, right? And I need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw, as it reflects the spell back at you.
He's gonna hypnotic you.
No. Spectators can reflect spells.
Spectators have a
Got
special.
this, boys. I got this.
They have a special ability called spell reflection. So if they save against a spell, they can reflect it back at somebody.
Now, do I break concentration because I'm now incapacitated?
I would assume.
no.
Let's look at
Yeah, but
let's look at it real quick.
Concentrating on the it's. Does that mean that spectator is now concentrating on a spell?
No, he's not concentrating on it.
Then who is?
Ezra
He
is
just bounced
concentrating
it off
on it.
on me.
Yeah.
But if he's caught in hypnotic patterns, he's going to lose concentration on his own spell, right?
I don't believe so. So incapacitated just says an incapacitated creature can't take actions or reactions. It doesn't say anything about like it's not stunned and it's not unconscious. So you technically retain your concentration. So
I'm gonna keep myself asleep for a little while.
Yes.
Now, I am a half elf, which means I have fans. Oh, it doesn't matter. Never mind. Fuck balls.
No, it doesn't work for you. Okay.
Don't
All
matter.
right.
No, unfortunately, because he rolled two really low numbers.
I was gonna be like, hey, but no. Okay. I was gonna go with it. I was gonna be like,
That's
yeah.
funny.
All right. So you are, but you do. This is the end of your turn though, so you do get to roll against your fear. And you are still afeared. All right. Ashes, you are paralyzed.
I am.
Sorry, Jacob.
Were you
I would like to-
paralyzed? Were you paralyzed during your first turn?
Yeah, he was. I don't think we saved on the last turn.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I have not.
So roll
Taking the-
me a Constitution saving throw again,
Ha!
and you are no longer paralyzed. So you actually get to take your turn. Roll me. You just got hit with the fear though, right?
No,
Man.
that was.
We're bad at this. Yeah, you just got hit with the fear in the last round. So you still have the fear on you. You'll get to roll for that this turn.
Okay.
So you're still afraid of Pinky, but you're no longer paralyzed.
And the brain.
Okay. Well, then, as my bonus action, I'm just going to go ahead and pop on over to my were form.
Okie dokie.
Wait, no, I can't. I don't have one.
Are you out?
It looks like I'm out, so I'm not going to be doing that.
Gotcha.
But I will pull out my sword and Rite of Frozen.
Okay.
I'll take 3 damage.
Gotcha.
And that is a bonus action, so I'm going to go down here to a creature I'm not afraid of.
Nope. You're not afraid of that creature.
I'm going to hit it.
You do have disadvantage on the attack because you are still in sight of
that's
your
true.
Of fear.
20.
Smash. Clicked your maul.
You clicked your maul,
Dang it.
which you do not have,
Which
but
is,
a 20 still hits.
All right,
so
21.
Just roll the damage for your Quicksilver.
Oh.
Absolutely.
So
13?
13 and
Mhm.
2,
And
so
2.
15.
All right. Nice.
Second hit, disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Probably doesn't hit at a 12.
A 12 does not hit, unfortunately.
Okay.
It kind
And that will
of
be in
bobs
turn.
out of the way, realizing it has a new threat in its vicinity. It's kind of been focused on bones. So now, if that is the end of your turn, go ahead and roll against your fear. Wisdom saving throw.
And I am
You're
not
no longer
afraid.
Fantastic. All right. Let's see if we can change that. This spectator just got the crap kicked out of him, and you're the main target in its AoE, so it's going to shoot 2 beams at you. Four and a 2. All right, so the first one is, or they're both Constitution saving throws. So first one's wounding, and second one is paralyzing. So roll me 2 Constitution saving throws, both DC 13. At you, Jay.
Dang it. It's a curse.
It is. It absolutely is. All right. The first
Can I
one
go to
hits
Obaya and ask her to
you. Uncurse you. Yeah. It's the player, not the character. All right, so you take 15 necrotic damage as a sickly black pulse hits you, and then you find yourself paralyzed again. Okie dokie, and that is that guy's turn. Then it's Matashtai. You're up.
Okay. I'm gonna try and murder this thing. So this thing moving to the right of me, is it look alive, or is it just like there's
So the
illusion?
tentacles are kind of like up out of it and everything like that. And you do see like the central eye, but nothing else is happening.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel like I gotta take down these spectators anyway.
Kill the ads first.
So I'm gonna go all out. Commence the cuttering.
The cuttering. Okay, both of those definitely hit. You might.
Whap.
Okay.
Whap.
Whap.
Low damage. But the
Pretty low
cuttering
damage.
continues.
It's
Slapmaster.
still alive.
I then punch it.
You punch it. It is no longer alive. You punch
Be
it out of
punched.
the air. Okay. Gotcha.
I then look at this moving tentacle thing, and I adopt a defensive stance.
Okay, fantastic. All right. Top of the round, the tentacled boulder, right, begins to rumble some more, right? And it looks like it is lifting slowly up off of the ground, like it's rising into the air. Okay?
Seems bad.
It's gonna slowly float over.
I really don't want to
somebody.
get crushed by a boulder.
Okay,
It's gonna flump us.
You were feared by Pink Boy, right, Ezra? It's dead, so you're no longer afraid. Okay. But in the meantime, this boy's charmed, so he can't do anything. He got hit by the Oh, that's still, oh god, hypnotic pattern. Oh, that was good. Okay, so it's Bones then. We skip right over to Bones.
Bone's gonna peek around the corner. You can see Ashes in melee.
These
and he
ashes
just-
like this.
Kind of.
Yeah. He says, "This is my moment," and he sprints around the corner, full cat speed, runs across the wall, charges at the, dives with his wind dagger, and stabs.
Stabs. Fantastic.
Wind spike.
Wind spike. Hits. Hell yeah.
Oh, you're gonna get the sneak attack.
You don't get sneak attack. He is not
No.
threatened.
What?
He is not
And
threatened.
wouldn't it be disadvantage too?
No, he's
hold
not
on.
disadvantaged because he's not feared anymore.
How does man not How this man not threatened?
Because Ashes is paralyzed.
Oh. When did you get paralyzed again?
In the lab, he got paralyzed again. So that's why he's just
Jake,
like, "Ah!"
shut up. Get out of here.
So like,
I thought he was
You don't wanna
just.
see that
I
shit?
thought that was just an action pose.
nope, that's his
Nope.
he's frozen pose. So
Can you
Bones,
fucking just like make a save, Jay? God.
so
I've
Bones,
made-
I love that canonically, right? Like Bones looks around the corner and he sees Ashes like rearing back and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is my moment." And he does the sprint and then right before he lands the strike, he looks at and Ashes is still in this pose,
no!
right? And
No!
Bones is just like, "What
No!
the fuck?" And he just like he stabs the guy. He still gets him, but he's like, all the sneak is gone. All of it's gone.
Damn it. He
So
pulls out another dag and stabs anyway.
yeah, the
Like,
bonus
very
bonus
disappointingly.
actions.
His
Bonus action
rage
dag him.
stabs.
Oh no, the one damage.
Stuck on that one damage, and I cut an eyelash off.
Oh my goodness.
Not the eyelash.
That dude has very, very low HP now. Very, very low health. Okay, Ezra, you're having a dose of your own medicine. Which- oh my goodness. Ashes, you're paralyzed. Roll me a Constitution saving throw. Goodness. You're still
So
paralyzed.
that's my turn.
Okay, Spectator Boy can tell that Ashes is currently not a threat, so he's going to make 2 beams against Bones. A 3 and a
Bones
4.
deflects them with his daggers.
So a Wisdom
And a
saving
flurry
throw
of
and then a
action.
Constitution saving throw.
I don't wanna.
You gotta.
I don't want them. You can keep them.
Ooh,
Suck on it.
shit.
What was
All
the other
right.
one?
Wisdom.
Since it's a crit success, does it like also
Yeah.
heal mine?
Suck it.
No.
Bones will not be held
Okay,
down.
so Bones is not afraid, but he does still take half damage from the wounding ray.
Can you
So
can
he
you
takes
not?
He takes 11 damage, 11 necrotic
Wow.
damage from the wounding ray. That was a decently rolled wounding
Wow.
ray.
Can I like go hide now? Cause that's terrifying.
No. Matashtai,
No.
you're up.
I mean,
Yeah, you can do this.
All right. Matt's gonna run over here. He's gonna slap Ezra. Get it together.
There we go. All right. Smack
do I have to
him.
make a
No, you're good.
concentration check? Okay.
Because I think it's use your action to wake the person up.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
So I just slap the shit out of you.
Anything
Congrats.
else for your turn?
I don't like what that eyeball thing is doing. So, shit.
Abandon Ezra in the room.
Like,
Oh, boy.
He's thinking
Like-
about it. He's legitimately
I'm thinking about it for him.
Oh
He can
god.
fit, it doesn't matter. He can fit down the hallways.
I think what I'm gonna do
That's going to probably be a very bad position to be in.
isn't an action for me to like grab him and drag him.
Yeah.
And I just like
basically.
grab his shirt and start walking.
Yeah, it's an action to like grapple someone and then dragging them. It's one thing sometimes we like rule it if they're like on the ground and you're just like dragging them a little bit of a ways. That's one thing, but like actually trying to like pick up and carry someone while they're on their feet is an entirely different thing. So
Okay. Then I'm gonna move back out to the middle and hopefully this thing only kills me.
Oh goodness gracious. Okay. All right. Top of the
Oh,
round.
no, three of us are lined up.
Top
like
of the
bullets.
round. This thing is now
Oh
about
god, I was
like
hoping it would just fly over and
it's
drop.
about like 5 feet up in the air now, right?
No,
And you
no.
see you hear this like wind up noise, right?
I wanna move.
like
I'd
a
like to go over here.
turbine, like engine, like
So, no, it sounds like
winding up, right?
Sonic
And
Spin
the-
Dash.
So it's got these 8 tentacles out now, right? And 4 of them go on one side, and all the tips touch together, and the other 4 go on the other side, and all the tips touch together. and they kind of point a little bit past its body towards you, and you see these beams of light begin to, with the wind-up noise, these big
What
balls
the
of light begin to charge up.
Oh, let's wind up. I'd like to move.
And it's the spectator's turn, but he can't do anything. And it's Bones' turn.
Well, Bones is gonna see that. He's still gonna try and get a poke in because,
Okay.
like Zach would not poke.
The old
So-
poka.
Commence the
poke.
pokering.
Oh, that's a poke. Yeah, that's a poke and a dead spectator. Very nice.
Freeing me from my paralysis, since the source of my paralysis is dead.
Nope.
Hmm.
It works that way with the fear, I think, but not with the
Yeah,
paralysis.
I mean,
So rogues with their bonus action can use an item or something, right? Is
That's
that-
only a specific. That's
Oh.
the thief.
Ah,
You get
yeah.
disengage and no, not disengage. You get dash and hide as bonus action.
Um, Yeah, something like that.
Well, I think you're getting shot with that. Bye.
Oh god. All right, Ezra.
Now, point of inquiry. This beholder.
Beholder.
Beholder. Like all of its pieces appear stone in structure, or does it look like it is turning into a living, breathing entity?
No, it looks
like
pretty
previous
stony.
spectators?
Like
So it
the
looks
there's
animated.
there's definitely some like give. There's definitely some play to the tentacles, but you can see like debris and dust kind of like grinding off of them as they move. Right, it makes this kind of like noise, right, as they're flexing. And as the whole thing's like rumbling and shaking, it's definitely it's stone. It's not flesh.
How thick are the tentacles?
Real
Ballpark.
thick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe my wrist. And like, let's be clear, like we can give this full on like video game scenarios. The tentacle set 1 is pointed this direction, tentacle set 2 is pointed this direction. Like they're both pointed that way, going.
Ezra is going to target the. The front 4 stalks.
Okay. Oh, we're getting some like magic missile anti shit action.
It's actually reasonable damage.
Okay. Okay.
So that would be 2 damage on the first, 4 damage on the second, 5 damage on the third, and 5 damage on the fourth.
Your
Stop.
magic missiles streak through the air and impact nothing. You blink rapidly for a section, and you're staring at a boulder sitting across the way on the ground.
Guys, I think that it was a fake. Ow.
Get down!
You hear this. Echo kind of like throughout the entire area.
Brush myself off. Very funny.
All right.
So they're charging some kind of hyper viper beam.
Ashes.
I think
I'm doing it.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw. Still paralyzed.
Nobody knows trouble I've seen.
Matashtai, you're up.
Nobody knows my.
let's step up
stuff.
here.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, right? The hypnotic pattern breaks on damage, right?
Contact.
So if you guys want, right, in theory, you guys can.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait until
or in a
everybody
minute,
else
right?
can
Yeah, you guys can like.
You might be waiting a minute.
We can move through this, and we can like at least get Bones and Ezra over to a point of being able to unload on this thing with
Wait.
Matashtai.
Hold up. So is Ashes still like in the like about to swing?
Yeah, he's still in the. You should move him
Alright.
over there
I'm
directly
gonna go over
in front
here.
of it.
I'm gonna pick him up and start moving him
Start
over.
moving. Ashes, just roll me Constitution saves for the next. Like, roll me 3 Constitution saves. Let's see if we get you over there.
Yay.
No, like you just start dragging him, and then he's like, oh, what? You know.
Real funny. God.
Okay. So
Not
I'm
my
not.
fault you freeze up in a fight.
I'm not even gonna have you guys roll if it's all 4 of you prepared and ready, especially with like flanking bonuses and everything like that. You guys are gonna 1 turn this spectator, no problems. I don't think it's statistically possible for him to survive.
Whap whap whap.
Yeah, whap 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 whap.
whap.
So we will go ahead and
And we touch it chillily.
finish
Chillily.
Hey,
that fight.
baby girl, how you
There.
doing?
Okay. So real quick.
That's Ezra's pickup line, touching them with his chill touch. Now you know why he's a virgin.
Talk about a cold reception. All right. You guys are level 6, right?
Yes.
Correct.
No, we are level 12.
Oh yeah, that's right. My bad.
No, you're not. Why you lying?
Why you always lying?
Meow.
Okay. You guys all get 300 experience.
Nice.
300. Bum, 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 bum,
I
bum.
can type
Not
right
yet.
It's
You don't get to celebrate. You have to survive to get a long rest before it
Survive.
matters.
I pull out my bedroll.
now. Lay the fuck down. So one thing that is not changed, right, is so as everything like comes to a close, you guys calm down, right? There is still a red eye on the side of the boulder
I'm gonna go poke it.
looking at you.
Ezra uses his mage hand and does
You
the
poke it?
same.
It's stone, it's painted on, right? When you're close to it, you can even tell, right? Like it's pretty old paint. Definitely not fresh or anything like that. But yeah, it's just got this actually, so you're doing it with mage hand. Is Matashtai actually going over there and poking it?
Yeah, he's taking Tom McCune.
Then it's close enough. Okay, you're close enough that you can see there's little writing around the edge of the eye.
What's it say?
It says it's just
lol.
it's not even in a different length. It's in common, right? It's just super tiny script. It just says repeatedly over and over and over again, all the way around the thing, probably like 5 or 6 times. It says Halaster's crushing eye.
Ha ha. Stupid palace.
I'm
Okay.
almost curious
Bold.
if Ashes even saw the boulder in beholder form.
That's a good question. You spent so much freaking time paralyzed.
Paralyzed and facing the other
Facing
way.
the other direction. Yeah, absolutely. That's pretty funny, man. That is pretty funny.
So they're gonna be like, it looked like a boulder. I'm like, what are you
What are y'all
talking about? It's just a
like
fucking
everyone
rock.
else is obviously hooked up. Okay, so
maybe
that
you
was
shoot
actually
him at
that was
me.
our tension pool roll, so we get to reset the tension pool back down to 0.
I'm gonna grab a drink real quick.
Okay. Fantastic. All right, so now that that has been resolved, what would you guys like to do? So you had been exploring westward, but before you had your unhappy interaction with a boulder. Very Indiana Jones moment. Yeah. So what would you guys, what would you like to do now?
Didn't Bones explore the upper area?
He didn't explore it per se, but when you hasted him and he ran up there and he found what he believes to be the area where the boulder came from, and then he found a switch nearby, and he flipped the switch, and then a metal grating or a lid kind of like closed over where the boulder came out of. So he believes that the trap is disabled now.
So there is a path up there then?
Absolutely. Yeah.
According to the map, there's still something up there.
That's why I'm questioning it, because I'm looking
Yeah.
at the map. I'm like, I don't remember him saying there was a path, but...
Yep.
Well, I want to check out the path.
Okay. So
Ezra is reticent due to being smushed.
yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
And I will prepare to run Indiana Jones style from a boulder if necessary.
So now, if you go down the hall a little ways, you can see very clearly now that you guys are aware of it. You can see where the big pressure plate is. If you guys want to try to avoid it or do something about it, you can. Or if you guys want to like see if you can trigger it again to test whether or not it's actually active, you could try that. Up to you guys.
If you guys are doing that, Ezra is staying in the room.
So, any thoughts or plans or anything like that?
Does it seem like it was depressed and now it's back up, or if it's like a one-time depression and it's down, or
it is level with the floor. The only
flush with the
reason,
floor? Okay.
yeah, the only reason you guys can know it's there is because of its
Oh,
previous
it's covered up.
activation.
Now I'll just jump over it. I can make 10 feet.
Just jump over it.
Yep.
Okay.
No reason to dick with it.
Bones can climb over without any issue, so he'll just go over.
Yeah.
Wall run.
Dex save.
Roll me an acrobatics check. DC 14.
God, it's like 2 steps of wall
Fine.
running.
13.
Thanks.
Hey! sometimes just a brief argument and a brief resolution works in your favor. Oh shit. Okay.
I look at Ezra. And do I see fear in his eyes as he approaches this?
Ezra just stands there.
It's just like no. Fuck no.
All right, I bring out the climbing rope, and like, is there anything to attach it to up there somewhere?
Not really, but you could like I don't know, you could like tie it around the end of Tombokiri and then just like wedge it up, because the ceiling's only 10 feet high, right? So you
Okay.
could like hold it up there at an angle. Remember, you're at a pretty steep angle, so if the climbing rope just like you threw it across to him, he could maybe like swing across or something like that.
I could Tarzan across.
It might
Yeah,
be a
let's do-
little janky. There's a chance, like if you don't stick the landing, there's a chance you like put a back foot on the switch, basically.
All right, I do the wedging.
The
with the
wedge.
rope, and
I
then
mean,
I
if
send the
you
rope over to him.
would prefer alternate methods, you absolutely can come up with something else. I think Bones is like at the corner just watching this, like shaking his head.
I have no idea what's happening.
Oh shit.
Oh.
All right, roll me an athletics check to see if you stick the landing. It's gonna be pretty
Athletics or
easy.
acrobatics?
Can he get it with advantage because I'm helping? Like, as he gets close enough, I'm gonna
No,
grab his hand.
it's only even possible because you're helping.
Okay.
So I would say I will give you your choice of athletics or acrobatics on this. And the DC was 10. You're good. Okay.
That would have been real close if it was athletics.
it
That
would've-
-1.
Okay, so Ezra is able to swing across without much issue. There is like a little bit of a hoof, but he gets over there.
As he gets over, I clap him on the back and says,
Thanks.
"Nice job."
Yeah, no, that boulder's up.
Yeah.
Not
Let's
interested.
avoid boulders for the
Yeah.
time being.
Yeah, that.
And I go ahead and put the rope back in my bag and put Tommy here on my back.
Gotcha. All right. So you guys come over to. So you all kind of pass this corner, and you can see this large circular grating in the ceiling, right? And Bones points that out. That's where he thinks the boulder came from, and he'll point out. He'll walk in just a little ways, and there's a switch right here on the wall that he'll point out. But as you guys walk in, let me give you the lay of the land. So. This room holds a row of 6 slanted stone tables stained deep crimson. Rusty shackles and cracked leather straps adorn the tables, and under the lower end of each, set into the floor, is a shallow, circular stone basin. Around the outer edge of the room are a series of small countertops, but they are empty and covered in a thick layer of dust.
Shallow basins. Where are those?
So they're lining the room, so it's basically like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that type. They're just all over the place. And they're basically these slanted stone tables with straps on them and shallow basins at the foot of them.
Are they toilets you strap into?
Anyone who
Really aggressive.
Or does it look like we're supposed to dispense boulders and roll them onto the basins?
Oh no. The basins are much smaller than that.
Are they torture racks?
That bullshit.
Ashes is hitting it on the nail. Yeah, these look like torture tables, and the basins look like where all the blood and fluids pours into.
Yeah, gross.
Tasty. What?
He makes his
Matt
allegiances
goes about
known.
dismantling these horrible torture devices.
You could pretty easily dismantle the shackles and the leather straps. They're all super old, like they're rusty, they're cracked. It's pretty obvious that this place has not been used in quite some time with a thick layer of dust.
Good, I'm gonna make sure it stays that way.
But to actually demolish the stone tables, you'd need some heavy-duty equipment to do that.
Would you say
magic.
a battering ram?
A battering ram might do something with a lot of effort for a while, right? It's like, it's not like a thin door or anything like that. These are like big-ass tables.
It's cool. It's cool. My next Kensei weapon's gonna be a maul.
Yeah. You... How about
No, I can't get two-handed weapons.
Next Kensei weapon, jackhammer.
Warhammer.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Okay. So there is also a tunnel that leads further westward.
I will go to the tunnel.
We move towards the tunnel. Hold up. How's everybody doing HP wise? Looks like we got a couple of people.
I've seen better days.
Bones is
Gonna
like,
heal you with my staff.
I heard a little bit, Doc.
All right, I pull up the staff, some sweet spins and twirls, and then I
Spin,
poke people with the staff and heal them.
Touch him. Okay.
Giggity.
Be
Fantastic.
touched.
Be touched.
All right.
job.
So here's one for ashes,
Days. I've been starved.
and here's one for
of
bones.
so many ways. Thank
Okay.
you.
Bones is like, did that do anything?
Stop changing stuff.
I got it.
God damn it.
I got it.
All right. I'm gonna. Oop, I do not want to hit him with it.
Nope, it's too late.
God.
You all watch Matashtai heals them both and then starts yelling, "Stop changing stuff!" and smacks Bones in the face.
It's it. The dungeon's finally getting to us.
Probably do more damage than the heals right now.
The madness.
Yeah,
persists.
it's really not going great. I don't want to talk about it. Last one. God damn.
Oh no! Oh no!
All right, well, I
Ooh.
can't spend any more because I got to keep enough for a mass cure wounds if something
But
happens.
Just in
big,
case. Yeah.
big oof.
He's much better off than he was. Much better off. He will thank you kindly. Okay, so you guys see the hall continues for about 20 or 30 feet and then turns northwards.
We continue on,
You continue on.
daring adventurers,
Um,
delving into the
It
darkness.
sweeps north, then turns west once
Hup.
more.
Huh.
And it's about this point, right? So as you guys round this corner, you see it comes. Yeah, ignore that. That's a fucking map error. I don't know what to tell you on that one.
It's not a secret door.
No, it's not a secret. Oh well, okay. So it is. It is legitimately. I'll show you what it is.
Yeah, well, Jeremy, I believe you.
No,
No.
it is a secret door. It 100% is a secret door.
Well, not so secret.
Boop.
God.
See, it's a secret door.
Huh.
But it's one of those doors that leads off into nowhere in the dungeon, right? The intention is for if you want to build on the dungeon, here's an expansion room. But
Oh,
it's
gotcha.
weird because most of the other expansion rooms they didn't put weird lighting doors on. They just made them flush and they were like, fix it yourself if you want to. And this one has a weird like graphic fuck up. So it's like, I know someone's gonna ask about this when we come in, so I was just prepared to be like, it's a thing. Ignore it.
Well, and maybe it was something, but then the writers were like, "No."
Like midway through, they were like, "Can it?
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
it, whatever." You know, that type of thing.
All right. Well, is there anything?
Absolutely.
Of
So
interest?
there's plenty of other stuff in this room. So, as you round the corner, you see the lid of what looks to be like a stone sarcophagus rests atop two misshapen blocks of stone, creating a makeshift desk at the south end of this room. Behind it is a high-backed chair made of charred wood that has one armrest missing.
Are you sure you don't mean alabaster?
I do not.
I like how every single chair we've
Every-
ever run across so far.
Beyond the desk and chair, dusty books are crammed into niches in the south wall. Similar niches in the other walls contain tall alabaster urns covered in dust and cobwebs. Many of them appear to be cracked and chipped. So, give you guys just like a little freehand. There's a little desk here with a little chair here. There's a bunch of books here on this wall, and then urns all throughout these walls.
One guess where Ezra goes.
Goes to the books. Sure, absolutely. So you walk past this kind of like weird coffin desk to the shelves beyond, right? And as you approach, you can see kind of like these. It's super dusty, right? It's a little hard to make out, but you're up close, so you can kind of like see the writing on some of the spines. These books cover subjects of alchemy, dwarven and elven history, engineering, gemcraft, the study of monstrosities, weather prediction, just to kind of like name a few.
What sort of state are the?
They're all kind of like crammed into this single line shelving unit, right? They're all covered in dust. They look ancient. They look. Roll me an intelligence check. You would probably be surprised if, or you probably wouldn't be surprised if just touching most of these causes them to fall apart or disintegrate. Like, they're... The only reason they are not just gone from this world is because they're in this kind of, like, weird stasis mode, right? Like, they're covered in this thick layer of dust. You start touching them?
With my
What if I
I
punch?
don't actually touch them.
What if I punch the book and stun it?
That is... I'm definitely ruling that you cannot stun entropy.
Inanimate objects.
You can't stun time. So you start poking at them with your mage hand, and
I'm like shifting them to see if maybe there's a
yeah,
trigger
pretty much immediately they start to just they start to mush, they start to come up in plumes of smoke. There are little bits and pieces, little tatters, right, of like leather-bound books or things like that that remain, that aren't quite to that point of decay. You find more often than not it's the bindings that are still intact and the papers that disintegrate. You just kind of like make your way through the shelf.
Yep, just seeing if anything stands out.
There is a book that does stand out. It is it's a leather-bound tome, but it's clear that it has seen some sort of fire damage, right? A good portion of it is charred, with a little like ripping or tearing across the lower portion of the binding, right? But it does not disintegrate as you come into contact with it. The only book that does not do so.
Ezra moves it with his mage hand.
Okay, you kind of pull it out. Dust and ash kind of fall off of it, right, from all the
Whoa.
other books. Fucker.
Sorry.
You kind of float it over to yourself, and there's no there's no express title or clear markings or demarcation of what the book is.
I set it on the sarcophagus table.
Okay.
And
Float
while
it
people
over.
are doing stuff, I set it down, and with the mage hand, I
Start
open it.
flipping through. Fantastic, sure. So what is everyone else doing while this is happening?
I would like to look at the chair.
Okay. So it is a high back chair of some sort of wood, right? It's hard to tell because, like I said, it's burnt up pretty bad. There are, now that you're kind of like on the side with the chair, you can see there are scorch marks on the underside of these big stone blocks and the sarcophagus lid, right? There must have been some sort of decently large fire scenario. There is probably the lower back leg, like one of those is not quite damaged from fire. So you can see there's this kind of like wavy pattern in the grain of wood, but the rest of it, it's pretty hard to make.
I attack the mimic.
You attack the mimic. Okay. Make an attack roll.
You'll not surprise me.
You definitely hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. Ashes cleaves the chair in two. And there is a cloud of ash, right, from the charred wood that is released as ashes just hacks it in twain. It clatters to the ground.
Maybe it wasn't a mimic. Sorry.
Ezra was like leaping through things, and there's just this cloud of ash that kind of like goes by. You have to like stop for a few seconds.
A speck of ash touches a couple of different books that then tumble into more ash. A cascading effect takes over the room.
Yep.
The mark of ashes.
Yeah.
I was here.
Matashtai, where do you?
So there's crumbly books, a cut in half chair. And what was across this wall in the back?
Those are there's basically like little niches or alcoves that are filled with these alabaster urns.
I'm gonna take a peek in the urns. What's in the urns?
Okay. So you kind of like go to one of the lids and pull it over and look inside. They seem to be filled with ashes and various bits and bobs, various trinkets, basically.
So this is like a burial site, or like a
they
honorary.
they definitely seem similar to funerary urns that you have probably seen or heard of. This is like rather than being buried with their items, some cultures will cremate their dead, but still put like their favored objects or artifacts or whatever with the cremated remains. Bones kind of like mimics you as you're doing this, and he looks in one too, and he like nods. There's more ashes and more bits and bobs and things like that at the bottom with them.
I place it back in the alcove. I have no intention of disturbing the dead.
Bones is like, you don't want to like grave rob or anything?
Nope.
But there's something like real good in here.
Then I shall go on not having it.
Bone strikes. Ezrah! There is no doubt in your mind as you flip through this that this is a spellbook. The first couple pages are gibberish to you. Seems to be encoded in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But as soon as you get to the first actual page of spells, it is written in a at least somewhat familiar arcane language that you can decipher after a few minutes. And yeah, so it's filled with various spells.
Can I ascertain how many spells I'm locating in the book? Is that something that I would be able to identify?
This would be something like, I don't know that you want to do this all right now, because it would take you probably about 30 minutes or so to go through deciphering everything in here. But
yeah, I'm just if there's a clear way to see a stopgap between the various notes,
yeah, absolutely.
Just to...
So you can make out that there are There are 7 spells in this spellbook.
Cool. I will go ahead and put said spellbook in my haversack.
Okay. All right.
How heavy is said book?
Say a pound.
Cool.
I think that's what books are listed as.
Yeah, that's what I heard the empty one is.
Book. Item. Book. Oh no, they're 5 pounds. Shit. It's a 5-pound book.
Pretty big book.
Do you want me to associate this with a room number or something of that nature?
You can say 26E if you would like.
26E?
Yep.
As in Eric?
Yep. Oh, kitty cat.
Edwin?
Echo.
Echo.
Is the military alphabet. Use Echo.
All right. So, you guys spend a little bit of time investigating this odd chamber, this half funerary / study.
So there's torture racks just in the other room, and there's cremation materials in this room. What?
Yes.
And the other room was a crematorium.
Well, usually if you're torturing somebody, you're not going to give them proper burial rites. Like,
maybe the people in the urns are the people who did the torturing.
How many urns were there?
Several.
Like 6 several or 400 several?
400 is not several. Just
I would say
throwing that out.
400 and several.
400 does not count as several.
It's more than a few.
Jesus Christ. Like 6 to 10. You know, somewhere in there, probably.
Okay.
4,379.
That's a few.
All right. So, what would you guys like to do now?
Well, I feel pretty confident that we have exhausted all the resources in this direction. What say you about heading back?
I agree. We should head to the east from...
We want to head west.
Okay. If you
From
guys
the
just
road.
hold, I will take you back to the Halaster room.
It's too late. I am too swift for God to catch me.
I just want to like grab him and delete him now.
Nope, I'm too swift.
Oh, do it.
Look how swift I am.
Stop moving yourself, Ezra. God damn it!
Y'all fucking with the wrong.
I'm just gonna delete everybody.
Oh
Everyone's,
no! What's on the
everyone's getting deleted.
What's on the wall?
Mitch was
Everyone's-
distracting him, so I was
Everyone's
just...
deleted. Everyone's gone. And we'll pick back up
no.
next time on Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Actually, I think right now we'll go ahead and pop over to a break real quick. I need to refill a drink, and then we will come back fresh, anew, and we can get started on some more exploring. We'll see everybody in just a bit.
See you soon.
Bye.
Hello,
Yeah.
everybody.
Hello, Clay.
We're back from our break. Welcome back. We're gonna play some more Dungeons of the Mad Mage. And we left off with the party returning to the room that shall not be named yet because we're waiting for the party to figure out all the rest of the stuff going on there. But it is the room with Halistron and the Caryatids. And Matashtai had run over to this eastern direction. Fuck. There's a hallway there. Is that where you guys are wanting to go?
Yes.
Okay. There's a long hallway spread out before you. And you can see almost immediately, right, there are branches off of this hall to the north and south.
Interesting. Oh.
Right. And Ashes is the first one to step forward. Within this room to the north, you see statues of 4 frog humanoids. One's mouth agape, another's throat bulging outwards, and all of them carrying short spears that they are holding threateningly towards something in a menacing way.
I'm gonna turn this back on. I step into the room just far enough so I can see if they're like pointing at anything. Like, is there anything in this corner that it like?
There does not seem to be anything pointing in that corner, right? But they're
Ceiling.
all staring at something from distant.
Dark mantles on the ceiling.
No dark mantles on the ceiling.
Okay.
I'll step up.
I'll like walk up. Does it seem like a statue, or does it seem like a creature that was petrified?
Make a perception check, or an investigation check, or a medicine check.
I'm gonna kind of tap it. Is it hollow?
Returns a dull thud. Doesn't seem hollow. Seems solid enough. Perception. I mean, you have no real way of discerning the difference between what a incredibly lifelike statue or a actual creature that has been turned to stone might be. If there's any giveaway, it might be that the spears that they actually hold in their hands are legitimate spears.
I looked down the
wood
mouth,
shafts
the one
with
the one that has his mouth agape. Does it look like the interior of his mouth is immaculately designed?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to assume this was a real creature at one point.
I look over at Ashes and I say, what does this mean?
Well, it means frog people are a thing.
I mean, we have a cat man back there. Do you really think that?
But I've seen a cat man. I've not seen a frog man.
Bones waves.
In before, I want to be a frog man in the next campaign.
Yeah.
Yep. So, like, why don't you like stat out that race for me and just be ready?
Bullywug? Okay, gotcha.
I was just gonna ask, does it look like a grung, a bullywug, a slotted, or
These are medium-sized
I want to be
boys.
Frog from Chrono Trigger.
Fair enough.
I want to be a Warforged that is an analog for Robo.
Okay.
I would like to be Ren.
Rin is dead.
Well, you know.
Ren is alive in my heart.
So,
All right.
you guys can see the hall continues, and there are many more branching paths.
Oh Lord, there's a piggy.
So you come to the next one, and you find at the end of this long room is a large boar frozen solid mid-charge, like in motion, fully stunned.
All right, I got a bad feeling about this.
Yep, it looks like we're gonna be dealing with like basilisk or something.
Maybe we should unstonify one of the frog people and ask them what's
Does
going on.
anybody have remove curse?
Well,
Or
the
greater restoration?
the statues. Didn't you say that the
Oh
box
yeah,
that those things unpetrify things?
yeah, the pillars. Let's pick up a frogman.
Let's get a
Ashes,
frogman
Ashes,
that
help me
looks-
carry this frogman. I don't want to drop him.
Yeah, all right. Can I take his weapon out of his hand?
Yeah, does it slide out his hand?
There's no way to slide it. It's firmly gripped. You could like,
All right.
you could
One
if you
frogman, I
wanted
think we're
I'll
to.
just break it off.
I was gonna
half.
say, if you wanted to, you could break it. It's just a wooden spear with a stone head.
Nah, let's pick up frogman. Let's take him over to the pillars.
Okay. Which frogman are you taking? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Which one looks the nicest?
Insight.
Roll me an insight check. Oh god.
Boom. I'm very insightful about the
Sure
nicest
enough,
of frog
he finds
people.
the nicest one.
Let's.
Also, can I attempt to mind link with any of these statues? Do they respond?
They do not respond.
Okay.
The one doing the throat bulge, he seems kind of nice. He's probably a nice fellow.
Okay.
No,
I'm gonna grab-
like
I'm gonna grab-
I will say this legitimately with a 20 on insight, all of these creatures seem incredibly terrified at the moment, right? And are obviously in a hostile stance towards whatever they are witnessing.
Okay. So let's just be ready. So we're gonna grab the happy frogman.
Sure.
Happy
okay.
frogman.
Ashes
Happy-
and I are gonna carry him
frogman.
over together, being careful.
Mhm.
Okay, careful.
Very careful.
He
We're gonna be
is
very careful.
extremely heavy.
We are extremely strong.
So one of you is very strong.
I'm
And
moderately over average.
one of you is obviously doing the majority of the work as you get halfway through this.
Ezra has his mage hand helping.
And it does like
We're leaving
literally
10
squat.
pounds.
So as you guys kind
The
of like come
illusion
over,
of
right?
helping.
Halastron kind of like stops, just kind of like eyeing you all, right? As you're kind
I-
of like going
I
about
say
this.
hello to Halastron, and I tell him we are going to unpetrify this frogman.
Okay.
Thanks, Halastron.
He just kind of continues waiting there as you guys mosey on over, and so you're taking the frog statue to the magic circle.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha. Bones will probably like step over here, kind of like try to be at the ready. All right. So you guys are, and this takes you a few minutes, right? Because again, this thing is extremely
I'm
heavy.
assuming
This
it's going
thing
to
is
require both hands and I lose
several
right?
hundred pounds, right? But you eventually drag it into the magic circle. Nothing happens.
What? Halastron, is there a activation word for this circle thing?
You connect with Halastron again, who, as soon as you guys were out of his way, resumed his march, right? So kind of like stop him, right, and ask, is there an activation? The thing? And Halastron goes, yes.
Do you know what it is?
Yes.
Will you tell me what it is?
Yes.
What is it?
Fuck me. Oh. Halastron raises his spindly little hands, right? And he goes, elf magic.
Elf.
Activate.
You say it.
Yeah, say it.
There's this blinding flash of light because you're actually inside the range of the caryatids, and there's this as kind of like this energy wells up from the base of each of the pillars and zips up through them, right? And then there's this focal point where at the face of these beautiful elven druidic figures, right, that are kind of like leaning up out of the pillars, there's this focal point of light that begins to gather and then beam towards the bullywug, that the stone statue that's in the magic circle, right? And the four beams hit it, and you can see this kind of like it's the stone begins to kind of like go murky and ripple for a second, and like slowly but surely the color begins to come back to this creature's face, and it kind of comes out of this, and there's suddenly, right, as time no longer stands still for it, there's this really loud just croak, right? It just right as it finishes the rattling of its throat, and it crouches and it has its spear out and it looks at Matashtai and just kind of like
I immediately start trying to speak into his mind and say, friend.
Okay. So you touch, you again using Valena, you kind of like reach out to this creature's mind, and I like to think that it's not really you. It's more like you're getting her to do it, and so she like
Valena
connects.
is the one who actually does it.
Yeah. I imagine like she's playing interpreter for you or something like that. You know.
Yeah.
Like speaking into its mind and then translating what it says to you. So there are these moments initially where it is clear that it is panicked and it is terrified, and you're the only one that is actually able to speak to it. I need you to roll a persuasion check to basically calm this thing enough that it doesn't just immediately turn hostile or freak out and try to run or something. Right? Because now it is in full flight or fight mode.
So literally a cornered creature.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my persuasion.
Okay. So what a 15's gonna do is it's going to make the creature, like, it's gonna tick it up a level, right? It goes from full on hostile to like wary, right? Like, it's suspicious, it doesn't trust you, it doesn't know you, it's still freaked out, right? But it's listening. So you have a little bit of leeway at the moment.
I ask Ashes and Bones to kind of back up a little bit and just like give it some space.
Bones back up and stay right next to the door.
And then I'm actually gonna kind of shrug off my weapons off my back.
Halastron keeps marching, by the way, which keeps taking this thing's attention as it kind of marches around, so it keeps like looking at the quadrant.
So like I said, I'm gonna shrug off my weapons so I'm unarmed. Okay. And then I'm
you're never unarmed.
Yeah. It doesn't know that.
Well, maybe it's a monk. You don't know.
Maybe it is a monk. So I'm gonna, after I shrug off my weapons, I'm gonna speak to it and I'm gonna say, howdy there. My name's Matt. Are you okay?
So it what do they speak? They speak
Bullywug.
They speak Bullywug. So Ooh, a foreign kind of concept. So what you're getting, you're speaking, right? But you're getting Valena is having to translate in like more thoughts and ideas than specific language, and that's kind of like what you're getting back. So you don't just get back like, "Hi, I am so and so. I am from this place, and I feel this thing." You get Valena is basically describing to you what this thing is feeling. So she explains to you that it doesn't know where it is, doesn't know where its tribe mates are, and that upsets it. Right? It says it was attacked by a madman, right? I think Valena might like give you not just like words and phrases, but actually like transmit like very simplistic images into your mind.
So
right?
it looks like a 2D picture of Halaster.
Yeah, it's like this. It's very like cartoonish, like stick figure, like crazy, wild-haired, floating, flying man with eyeballs all over him, right?
Okay.
And then this thing. It's called its tribe mates call it Cass.
Cass?
Cass.
Okay.
K-A-S. And it doesn't know how to react right now. So it's looking at you, especially like this conversation is kind of like drawing it in. It's like I said, it's no longer completely hostile, but it is still incredibly suspicious. And this is this might be a little meta, right? A little video gamey, but there's no. I'm gonna tell you flat out. Thank you, Matt Kogel, because I watched a video today. But there's like there's no way necessarily that you're gonna take this thing from being completely hostile to being like your best friend. So keep that in mind.
Yeah. No,
right?
I'm not trying to.
Okay.
So,
but you've got it to a malleable point to where you might be able to get some information.
Yeah. Well, then I'm gonna pull out my water skin actually, and I'm gonna offer it to it.
Sure. Okay.
And
it definitely like it goes through these motions where it's like super suspicious of you and it doesn't trust you, but it's also clear that it's parched, right? It's the stasis that it's in doesn't leave it in an instance where it like could starve or dehydrate or anything like that, but just the process of unpetrifying, I imagine, makes a creature just like, you know, you got like you got dust in the old, you know, pipes and everything like now. So
it's like really bad cotton mouth.
It's I would say its desire to feel better, and I think its desire to want things to be okay probably is going to make it err on the side of trusting you for now, since you haven't done anything otherwise. So it'll take your water skin, take a couple of big glugs from it, and it actually it kind of it doesn't ask, probably just assumes, but after it takes like some big glugs, it actually like pours it out over its head.
Seems fair.
Does it does he speak common at all?
I'll ask it. Do you speak?
He speaks the way of his people.
Okay. I'm gonna then say, I think we can help your tribe mate. It seems there were a few others who were in your predicament.
So that immediately like perks its interest, right? It's like, more? My people? Here?
They're in the other room. We found all y'all here when we
I'll actually start dragging another one this way, slowly.
Yeah.
I kind of point over to the corner and I say, if you want to wait over there, we can work on getting the rest of you.
I think he probably won't want to wait. He would want to see his people. So,
Okay.
Assuming you guys, because as soon as you like start to say that, right? He's like tentatively, like it's obvious he wants to go see them, but he again still doesn't trust you, so he doesn't make any moves. He's still holding the spear, right? Just kind of like
Mm-hmm.
can.
I'm gonna say, well, why don't you come along? We'll get your friends.
Okay. So
I'm gonna pick up my stuff and I'm gonna kind of take it over to Ezra because he seems kind of out of the way at the moment. I'm gonna kind of set it by him. Can you watch these for a little bit?
Sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so to kind of like expedite this, right? Cass will like move over with you guys, and then when he sees his tribe mates, right? He kind of goes into this frenzy and he starts to croak a bunch, and he kind of like moves over them and he is looking and peering and kind of like touching them, right? And eventually, though, if you guys want, you can start dragging his tribe mates over to be unpetrified. Is there any particular like way you guys want to do this? Do you only want to like, are you trying to do this as like a negotiation, or are you only doing one, or
I think we're gonna do one at a time.
Sure.
So I'm gonna ask Cass, which one should we revive first?
Pick your favorite.
He'll point
We won't
to
tell.
the other middle one and croak repeatedly.
Okay.
And in kind of like your mind, right? He kind of like, you get the images from Vilena, right? You get the image of him, Cass, right? And then you get the image of this other bullywug, right? And it says ask.
Ask.
Yeah. ASK.
Okay. Oh, Cass and ask. Okay. Gotcha. Is that your brother, sister?
It kind of like croaks confirmation, right? Like it's giving you this very like strong feeling of bond, of like connection. Whereas the other two, it seems to care about them, like it wants them unpetrified. But this one, it's very obviously like got some sort of kin going on.
Okay. Then Ashes and I are gonna carry that one over next.
Okay, gotcha. Let me double check something real quick.
1 use per day.
What's that?
1 use per day.
So you pull.
Oh no.
Pull Ask over, right? And Cass is kind of like standing there, very excited, right? And you.
I go, elf magic.
Elf magic. The 4 beams shoot into this bullywug statue, and slowly but surely it dissolves, right? And it comes out just like the previous one in this super hostile frenzy, and Cass takes the heat and immediately just like jumps out in front of you, right? Just like arms stretched, and kind of like almost does this like questionable move where it just like walks forward, and like they don't hug, but Cass puts their hands on either side of the other one's head, right? And they can kind of like touch heads a little bit, right? Type thing.
Like Eskimo kiss.
And it's more like a forehead like touch, like a mind meld type thing, right? And there's this moment right where the other one's still like looking about, like wildly freaking out. And Cass is croaking repeatedly, like obviously speaking to the other one, and then that moment of hostility kind of like resolves itself. So now you have 2 suspicious bullywugs, though Cass is definitely moving more towards that neutral line at this point.
So as they're kind of talking real quick, I don't know if anyone's seen this, but I have a barrel of water in my bag of holding. I'm gonna refill up my water skin.
I was wondering when that would come into play. This is a good use for it, actually. Yep.
So I'm gonna fill up my water skin again, and I'm gonna hand it to Cass and ask.
So there's they are very involved right now. They're conversing with each other, and unfortunately I think probably the way your communication works is you don't really get to listen
I can't-
to their
I can't
conversations.
understand
You
what
can't
they're
understand, but you can communicate with one of them. So Cass will kind of like turn and communicate with you on occasion, but it's very clear that he's more focused on Ask at the moment. They take your water skin, Ask takes some of it, pours some of it, Ask drinks some of it, back and forth. And after a few minutes pass, right, they kind of very excitedly turn to you, and they're kind of like, others.
More.
More?
All right. Yeah. Let's head back over. Who should we do next?
They say both.
Okay.
No order, right? If
Okay.
you're inferring to them that they have to be one at a time, right, for safety's sake or what, because they have no idea what's going on. They don't understand this magic, right?
Yeah.
They don't understand
we don't either,
anything that's
so-
happening. Yeah, but well, you know more than they do at this point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm just replicating what was done the first time.
Yeah. So they don't have any particular order. So assuming you
All right,
guys
we'll
don't
grab
care,
the left one and then.
gotcha. All right. Left one goes in. Again, assuming, so we can expedite this. Assuming you guys repeat this process 2 more times without any delay or without any issue,
Yeah. Rinse and repeat.
rinse and repeat, then at the end you have 4 unpetrified bullywugs. And I think at that point, right, the others, especially like the most recent one, which they'll introduce as it's Cass, Ask, Izu, and Risk.
Izu.
And
And Risk.
Risk, like the game.
Okay.
And so I think, probably Izu and Risk are still in that suspicious mode, don't understand what's going on. Cass, though, has seen this multiple times, and each time you guys are being very, benevolent about it, right? So Cass is absolutely kind of in that neutral period, kind of like looking favorably towards you guys. But he still has this kind of like a natural suspicion, like he doesn't understand why you all are doing this, and he makes that known to you, Matashtai. He kind of like expresses in thoughts and pictures like, what do you want? Why do this?
I don't know that this would be possible to communicate in the way that we're communicating.
Sure.
But I would try to explain to him that it's how I was raised, to do good things for people when I can.
There is absolute confusion on the other end of the end of the dial tone there. There's just like, what? like it doesn't make any sense to him at all.
Can I portray feeling good by doing it?
Okay, so like you can like portray it as like a pleasurable thing. Like it gives you pleasure to like do this for them.
Very pleasant.
Right? Well, I mean, but he understands.
Or joy. Joy would probably be a better word.
He understands like feeling good, like having a good feeling or something like that, right?
Mhm.
And he's still confused, like he doesn't understand why. Like he'll probably, like if they live through this and they go on to
For that weird ass human thing.
yeah, they're gonna be like, man, these things are like super weird. They feel good for like doing stuff that's not beneficial to them. What?
Weird ass.
That being said, though, so that kind of aside, he also is super questioning, and the others are kind of like questioning this. They're still very afraid. They're still very suspicious. And they kind of want to know where's the man? Where's the madman? And where is he coming back? Right? Do they need to get out here? Where are we? We should leave. We should go home. Find home. Tribe. Find tribe.
Whoa. All right. He's not here now. You're in a large underground cave. He owns the cave, but he's not always here. So, yes, you should get out of here. Where can you guys show me where you're from?
So they kind of like they give you these mental images, right, of this this vast underground swamp, right? I mean, for them, it's just home, right?
Yeah.
So they don't have like a specific name for it or anything like that, and they show you like these different castles show you these different like flashing images of like these dark, great caverns and these murky pools and this swamp-like exterior. But it'll also show you a couple of other like flashes. Like you get flashes of this great pond with hundreds, thousands of little tadpoles like through it. You get these like little visions of dozens and dozens of these creatures, of these frog people. Right, you get the little flashes of these little like huts on stilts, right? You also get flashes of 3 things that I think might be super interesting to you. You get flashes of this great like dilapidated temple in the middle of this swamp, okay? Enormous and obviously shows the signs of like having been some great regal thing once upon a time. You see a kind of like a shadow of an immense frog, right? And you see fear, right? You have fear associated with these 3 things. You get fear of the temple, fear of the immense frog, right? And you see a 3rd thing, and it's what the imagery can only really be described as a giant skeletal snake. And there's fear of that as well. And that's home, right? Like all of that is conveyed, all of these images, all of these feelings, everything like that, that's all conveyed when they're thinking of home. And so like they kind of go back to the where question, like the where are we now question.
Well, I don't know if the name would help you, but you're beneath Waterdeep.
Does nothing. There's no recognition there.
Human city on the coast.
So city, and I think human city might like catch something from them, but they have no images to associate with it because they've never seen it. And they have nothing in their minds to kind of like attach it to.
I'm a bit of an artist. Can I draw can I real quick paint like a broad overview of Waterdeep from like the outside the walls?
You could do like a very cursory like
Yeah, I'm not going for detail, just kind of like a
yeah, I mean it would end up being like this great circle around a mountain and dotted like buildings, and you could like, you know, be like people everywhere, you know, type of thing. Like you could sketch something like that very quickly. You know, there'd be almost no detail to it though.
Yeah, if that helps them, I'll do that. But otherwise, I would say
it's probably a very like weird reaction because like they watch you do this, right? They don't pay attention to the information that you're trying to convey about the city of Waterdeep with the drawing. They're entirely focused on the paper and the act of drawing itself. Like entirely, right? It's not that they
advance their civilization.
It's not that
I
they
like to think
have
if they make it out of this, they're going to be amazing.
It's not that they have no concept of like art or anything like that, but theirs is more like, you know, body paint on themselves, or like, you know, cave drawings or something like that, right? This is a very low tech culture that they live in. So you just drawing for like the sake of drawing is just this crazy like, and you have a notebook of paper, like they're just like, what is this? And they touch it, right? And they touch your I'm assuming you have like a piece of lead or a pencil,
like
a calligraphy brush or something like that. Like that's wild to them.
Well, that probably didn't help at all. But I
Yeah,
try to
they
explain to them that-
completely didn't pay attention to the information you were trying to convey at all.
Yeah. But I tell them, unfortunately, I'm not sure where your home is. I don't know how to get you there.
They don't really know how to react. Honestly. I think they might. I mean, they know a bit about their surroundings. So I think they might say something along the lines of... And they'll convey this probably with some imagery. Do you know where the Great River is?
Great River. Hey, ain't there a... I ask the group. I say, ain't there a river in Skullport, or like connected to Skullport?
Yep.
I respond back to him, and I say, I know of a river, an underground river, a little bit deeper down this cave.
So they're like, down?
Down.
And like, so Cass like takes that as you say that, and he takes it as like affirmation, right? And he turns to everyone and he's croaking, and they're croaking back, and they're like pointing down, and they're like, okay.
And I say, it'll be dangerous. You might want to be careful as you travel. Before you go, do you have anything you can share about that mage that attacked you?
Oh, about the mage that attacked them. I think Cass will share a I don't know what kind of maybe like feels like a legend or a ghost story, right? Like that's the way he conveys it. Like this guy is like the boogeyman to them, right? Like he shouldn't be real, and most of the time they don't think he is real until people just go missing in the night, right? Or like someone will say they saw him, and then some people are gone, and a lot of times they still don't believe it, right? But these four saw him, and now they're in some strange place.
So let me get this straight. These guys are saying that they were ripped from their home by like Baba Yaga, and then they woke up here.
Yep.
Cool.
I say, all right, well, I don't want to hold you, so you can get home. If we run into your people again, is there any way we can tell you we're friends to avoid any hostilities?
Cass kind of like does the head tilt, croaks. He doesn't understand the word friends. He doesn't understand what you're trying to convey when.
Allies,
Okay.
neighboring tribes.
Sure. All right. I think you can definitely get some sort of point across, right?
Not enemies.
Yeah.
Like a dope ass necklace that they like keep for their tribe that he could give
Kinda-
to me, and I'd be
he
like,
kinda-
look,
he looks
I'm
at
one
you.
of you.
And he just says, find us.
All right.
And he kind of I would say it's to the point to like he conveys regret. At that point, like regret for not having a better answer for you. And there's legitimately the chance that you're changing his tribe. like they don't have these types of interactions. Not really. I mean, like there's the the once in a blue moon. Like, this is the once in the blue moon adventurer encounter, right? And for them, it's a toss up of whether or not the adventurers just start to slaughter everything or they slaughter the adventurers. It's never on the agenda where the adventurers are like, hey, buddies. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, foreign creatures to them are predators or prey, basically. And you guys, at the moment, have neither.
Fair. All right. Well, I don't know that they'll have any information that I need, so I'm going to reach into my bag, and I'm going to pull out all the rations I have.
I was gonna say, actually, like they are kind of like planning on like popping over to the corner, probably to get out of y'all's way, because they need to like talk amongst themselves and trying to like figure out what's going on. But one of the Cass is not being like secretive. You get the impression that they don't really like do secretive, like they don't really do like trying to hide their motives or lie to you or anything like that. They seem like very upfront and open, and they don't know how far they have to travel. They don't know, so they ask you about like food, water, and they're they're not asking in like give us food and water, because and they kind of convey like, because they just would assume that you wouldn't give them food and water, because why would you give them food and water? But they ask questioningly of like, do you know where food and water might be?
I don't, but I can provide them with 10 days of rations, I think is what I have on me.
Okay, shit.
Let me double check.
I'm gonna jump in and say, if you're talking like things out with the party through any of this, if you're not, that's fine. Just let me know.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm gonna tell them, like, I told these guys.
I think that Bones would at the very least probably be like, there's two owlbears in the room just west of here.
That's a good point. Yeah, if they eat bear.
I doubt they're picky.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, are they carnivores?
They are omnivores.
Yeah.
All right.
They will eat
I'm just trying
everything.
to think.
Basically.
Like, real frogs only eat like insects, so I don't know if like flesh is.
These things have teeth.
All
right. Well, I'm gonna.
Yeah, they actually have a bite attack. Yeah.
Just hear the Yoshi noise. Yum.
So water is gonna be the problem. Like, I have plenty of water. I don't have water skin. Do they have anything to put water in?
Not really, no. But you said they're I mean, they are perks of being a low-tech tribe. You tell them, you basically describe to them, right, that there are these owl bears in the next room, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, okay, and they're like, okay, we'll take care of it. They're gonna make their own shit. They're gonna harvest these owl bears and they're gonna make what they need for the trip. But if you're also willing to provide water, right? They're basically gonna make their own like, they'll make their own makeshift, right? Like, they won't be great, but they'll make their own
bugbear bladders.
Yeah, water skins using owlbear bladders, basically.
All right. Well, we're gonna keep on exploring a little bit here. Will you guys do that? I look over at Ash and like, can you help me with this? And I reach into my bag.
You pull the barrel.
I start pulling the barrel out.
I'll be like, yeah, here, let me. What the fuck?
Come on, just get it out of here.
All right.
Oh god.
And so we put the barrel over in the corner over here for now.
Sure.
And I'll just like if drawings blow their mind, pulling a large object out of
they do not understand the magic that you guys wield in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
We are gods.
Like, it's crazy shit to them.
But I put the barrel over here in the corner, and I tell them, when you've got water skins, you can fill up your water there, and then we'll just grab it on our way out.
They show appreciation toward. Cass definitely shows appreciation. Like he conveys good feelings towards you.
And then I tell him we're gonna keep on looking through here, see if there's anyone else we can maybe save, or see if we can find the mage that did this to you.
Ignore the robot.
When you go down, like I give them a quick guide to where the stairs were, because I know we found the stairs. I think they're just like up and to the right or whatever. I convey where the stairs down are, and I tell them when you get down there, be quiet and careful, because things down here are very dangerous.
They seem fully aware. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, they seem like this be their life, bro. Like they're like, yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so I'm gonna move them all over there. They will vacate, and you guys can kind of like hear, as you guys continue about your business, you can hear the sounds of productivity in the next room as they're hacking and cutting.
The sawing of bone.
They're going to town, using their spears, and they actually have like it's not like all their gear that they had on their person was like removed when they got petrified, so they still have like little blades and little pouches and stuff like that all about their person. So they're kitted out to make the most of this situation. So they go about
Good
it.
on them.
All right. I share
Wow,
the whole exchange with the group.
that's an unexpected event there, fam. Holy shit. Okay, cool.
All right. Well, I guess good luck to them.
And anyone that
anything?
sees Matt sees him just beaming. Like he is very happy with how that went.
He's in like full confidence mode. He feels real good about himself.
He feels really good about himself. Like after like some of the bad things that the groups had to do down here, that made him feel really good.
You see Ezra every once in a while going,
Elf magic.
trying to learn.
I'm gonna run and grab a drink real quick.
Sounds good. All right, so are you guys wanting to now continue down the hall and see what else lies within Halaster's
What other
menagerie?
frozen bullshit
Okay.
is around the corner?
So the next corner that you come to
Oh, good lord.
is this is a
Oh, good
fun one.
lord.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Hey, let's not unstone this one.
Coiled in the back of this room is a giant constrictor snake, mouth agape and twin fangs bared, frozen in a permanent hostile stance. This thing is immense.
We should break its fangs.
That's mean.
It can still swallow you whole.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. We're definitely
So we're passing
Would
on the
you-
more in
how
the
would we like free
constrictor snake.
experience.
I
Oh shit.
I don't feel as urgent of a need to revive.
Fair enough.
What happened to that happy good feeling?
So, next
And I
up-
definitely don't want to revive those.
Okay, cool.
So to the
Keep
north, you find in this room there are 3 Grick. Each one's head is facing the tail of the next.
Like a kind of like a Ouroboros ring.
Yeah, like they're positioned in this stone formation where each of the tail is kind of like placed into the beak of the one behind it.
Okay. What about this like
Ah,
Kinku looking dude?
To the
That's
south.
lizard.
you see here stands the stone figure of a small kinku, feathers ruffled, a tiny dagger held in its claw. There's a small bandana with eye slits covering the kinku's face.
I
Should
look
we-
at him and I kind of point to the group. I'm like,
I mean, Kinku
Ezra's
do
like,
have like they could relay information well. I think I remember somebody like I don't know.
Bones? I think Bones is just
try
like,
and save
I
him.
don't care.
let's
Like,
try and save him.
whatever.
I want to save him.
Bones is like,
All right.
worst case scenario, it's hostile and we have to kill him.
Oh no, not a Kinku.
All right, we carry it over to the unpetrification pillars.
Okay. Bones heads back. You guys carry him on over. Plop him
I ask
down
Ezra,
into the thing.
Hey Ezra, do you want to do the honors this time?
Nope.
It's-
You got this one. No.
Elf magic.
Elf magic! Elf magic!
Uh-oh.
Oh no, are we all magicked out?
It doesn't.
4
respond.
times a day.
I look over at Halistron and I say, is there a limit to how many times we can do it?
Yes.
Is it 4?
Yes.
Oh man, that's real convenient considering the number of frogs there were.
Yeah, it was. All right.
I think Halistron will make it clear the caryatids need time to recharge.
Would it, out of curiosity, if I had done all the frogs as one, would it have
No.
saved me uses?
Okay. Each individual creature takes a charge, so even if you had done all 4, because you can fit all 4 into the magic circle at the same time, it just would have taken 4 charges instead of 1 charge.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, let's I guess put the
You put him
Kenku over
back.
I mean, I'll put him over in the corner, like.
You move him over to the corner.
Yeah, let's put him in the corner for now.
Okay.
I asked Halstron about how long does it usually take to recharge.
A normal cycle.
That a day?
Day, night, month, year.
An hour.
If that is what you call it.
One rotation of the Earth. Faerun, whatever the name of the planet is.
Is that what you call this?
I don't know. Thank you, Halistron.
He's a alien robot.
All right.
Don't
Well, I
understand your
conveyed
sense
that
of
information to the
time.
group as well.
Okay. Cool. And you guys go exploring again?
Ooh, we got 2 drow and a lizard guy.
Next up, within this room stand 2 elven statues holding one another in a lover's embrace. Sorry, they're supposed
I was gonna say they're really far away.
That's not. They might be having a lover spat.
So they are
Okay.
they are right next to each other in a lover's embrace. And to the south, you have here stands a well-built, muscled lizard folk, turtle shell shield strapped to one arm, a hefty stone adze held in the other. The stone figure seems unaware of any nearby threat. But it seems like he was caught completely unaware. And next up, to the south, hunched over as if scooping something from the ground with both hands, is a... Oh, nope, sorry, wrong one. Nestled in the back of this dark hall is a sinister figure. Standing nearly 7 feet tall is the stone figure of a squid person. 4 tentacles stretching out from its chin, gnarled, clawed hand extended out threatening.
Yo, is this like a legit mind flayer? Or is
Yup.
it just oh wow. Yeah, cool. We'll leave that guy too.
What? You don't want to save the other creepy humanoid-looking thing?
Nope.
So
Also, we can't right now
creepy
anyway.
Bird assassin, cool. Creepy squid person is a bad one.
I
okay.
think we're going by CR ratings.
What is a CR rating?
To the north, within this room
I-
are 4 statues of insect-like creatures with feather-like antennae and long, threatening tails with bony protrusions. You guys have seen some of these before. And then to the south, I think some of you can see this one. Hunched over as if scooping something from the ground with both hands is a horrendous-looking creature with a single enlarged eye staring upwards. Spines line the creature's stony body.
Got a Nothic.
Where are those?
To the north
Are those
here,
troglodytes?
you see
Or are they slod?
5 brutish, degenerate reptile people stand hunched, several clearly hissing threateningly. They have elongated claws, wear no clothing, and even though they are stone, there is a faint stench about them.
Cool.
And then here to the
Gross.
south, you see a proud orc stands here, furs draping its neck, and a large double-bladed axe hefted in its hands. Deep, craggy scars line its face and forearms.
Is that a fucking badger?
To the south, tucked away in the back of this hall, is a petrified giant badger, head tilted upwards, sniffing the air for some unseen threat.
Man, why is the badger so far back?
It's not like progressively higher CR as
Well,
you
it
go.
was looking like that for a while.
Oh shit. Alright, next up you see here stands a fearsome feral looking humanoid, broad shouldered with muscular arms. Though the creature is now stone, you can tell that their body is covered in a thick bristling fur.
I don't recognize that one. I'm gonna name it Bristly Fur Humanoid Creature Guy.
Sounds good.
Would Ezra know that it's a? Well, would Ezra know what it is?
Ezra can make a
Goats.
history check.
Goats.
And yeah, so history. You might not be 100% sure, but you can probably guess that it's a Quaggoth, right? Or at least 70-80% sure type thing. And here, yes, to the north you find
Are the goats arranged in a pentagram?
6 goats are arranged throughout this room in various stages of eating or moving. There are, I can't do it, so that's why they're all like spread out, but there is one that is actually on top of another goat. And then
Cool.
to the south, in this other room, in this hallway stands a rather unassuming stone statue of a wiry young man in tattered clothing, grasping a short sword in one hand and a small wooden box in the other.
Well,
Is the
pretty
wooden
upset I
box
used all those
actually
charges.
Say what?
I said I'm pretty upset I used all those charges now.
And Jay?
Right? Said, is the wooden box actually wooden or is it stone as well?
It's wooden. So all of the things like that I describe, that they're holding, or even like the things they're wearing seem to go stone with them, but the things they're holding do not seem to have petrified. At least not all of them.
I'll give a little tug on the box.
It is pretty firmly grasped by this
I'm not gonna
creature.
break a dude's fingers.
You're not.
so-
You're not gonna break a fingers, but it's kind of like a tug of war concept. You hear as you kind of like give it a tug, right? You hear the kind of groan of the wood, right? If you would like to make an athletics check, you can attempt to remove the box from this grip.
Hold up, I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna pour some like oil on the like box.
You're
in the
actually gonna
hands
like
to kind of
use
lube it up.
oil from an oil
Oil the
flask or
box.
Yeah.
something. Sure. Okay. You lube up the box. Gotcha. I will give you advantage on your athletics check, but that does utilize the oil.
Yes.
Good, because
All right, 17. You needed to beat a 15, so that actually
Thank
made
you,
the
oil.
difference. Nicely done. Oiled it up. Okay, so there's this kind of creaking, and then a pop, and you pull out a box.
I give it a little.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
You give it a little shake, 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 shake.
Oh no! What if my 20 oil flasks?
You hear nothing from inside. There's no rattling. There's no movement. Nothing.
Open.
Open and open.
It's cursed. You're not possessed. Kill your party.
You open the box. And there's nothing inside it.
I feel inside the box to make sure.
Nothing in there.
False walls?
Roll an investigation check for me.
Is the box fancy in any way?
It's not like ornately carved, but it's well made. It's not just like some plywood like nailed together or anything, you know? Like it's a well-made little compact box. Looks like maybe you would store like jewelry or something like that in there.
Box,
you know?
Put it back in the hand, take the haft of my sword and back into his grasp.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
You'll never know.
When we revive him, he's gonna have real fucking oily hands. And be
Yeah,
like,
he's gonna be like,
Sure, absolutely.
all right, enjoy your box. It was empty.
all right. Well, it looks like that's the end of it.
Yeah. Is
I think
there
we should
anything
probably-
on this back wall that looks like there might be a secret passage or a door or something?
You can make a
I would
perception
assume
or
not because I can
investigation
see
check.
the border of the map. So
You can make a perception or investigation check if you would like.
I will perceive.
You perceive.
17.
Doesn't seem like it.
Okay. Heading back. So,
I say eventually I'd like to come back and revive a few more of these people.
I mean, not against it.
I think Bones will probably be like, you know, if we could, you know, like a pit stop whenever we're coming like past the area.
Yeah, seems like a good
every time we
idea.
come back, yeah. I mean, eventually one of these guys is going to have information or something that'll be of use to us.
And a few of these, I'm not so sure I'm keen on.
I'm sure the giant boa constrictor will be super happy we let it loose.
Probably.
Like, I don't know what this is, but it don't look friendly.
Oh, I've seen one of those before.
You have seen one of those before. Ezra, roll me a history check. You haven't seen one of these before. You've seen this one of these before.
Oh no!
Is this the one that was in the tavern?
This is Nihilor.
Oh man, no! This was when we were
This was
in
Gad's-
that temple.
Gad's
Yeah,
special
we're-
contact. This was the mind flayer on like night 1 of you guys like rescuing Rainair from the Zentarum,
Oh.
or not the Zentarum, from the Xanathar. The Zentarum captured him first, and then the Xanathar kidnapped him from the Zentarum.
Poor guy.
That's a R throwback to Dragon Heist.
Damn noggin's still working.
Yeah, Ezra, you recognize this mofo. You've seen this guy. Been a couple months, but you've seen this guy.
He's actually not a terrible person. Probably better than that bird person with the
Why do you hate the bird person?
because he looks creepy.
The dude has tentacles in his face.
The guy who
I
eats
was
brains is more acceptable than the fucking creepy looking Kinku.
The thing that looks like an assassin, yes.
It
Ezra,
looks
Ezra
like
is-
it looks
I love
like
it.
he's trying to hide his
Great.
face because people make fun of him.
Cray.
or he's hiding his face so that when he kills your spouse, you don't know which bird person it was.
Yeah, you gonna be able to line up a line of 10 bird people and be like, that's the one.
Maybe.
Yes.
I mean, he did recognize a squid person from several months ago that he saw once.
Well, if he's only seen one squid person, then of course
I
he'll
guess
recognize
that's
that one
fair.
squid
He's only
person.
got one thing to compare against.
Nope. This is infallible.
Oh shit! All right.
All right, let's get out of here.
Okay.
All right. When we get back here, I don't know if the froggies have come back and gotten any water yet.
They have probably come back and been steadily refilling their skins. I think Cass will probably come talk to you again, and he'll say they're not ready to leave yet,
All right.
but they have all they need from you.
Okay. Then with Ashes, so Jay's away, so if you want to move him over with us.
Yeah, sure.
With Ashes, I put the barrel back in
Okay.
my bag.
And I'd say how much does your barrel contain?
10 gallons.
10 gallons. They've probably taken 4 gallons. They've probably taken 1 gallon each for their own.
Okay.
Not that I think this is really going to matter too terribly much to you, but just so you remember the next time, like next time you go up top or you find a watering hole, you'll be able to top that back off.
Yeah, I'll fill it back up.
In case you ever run into more fucking bullywugs that you need to water.
Yeah, that was
super.
I was glad I had that.
Like that actually that made a difference. I may not have conveyed that well enough, but that absolutely, you being that hospitable towards him, and then towards his people, absolutely made the difference.
Good.
Like, it's one thing to just say nice words, but then to like actually do nice things, like to get, especially for them to give away like resources, that's a thing. All right. As you guys kind of like filter back in, Halistron will stop, point to the Kinku and says, "That is not where it's supposed to be located."
You want us to move it?
I do not care.
Okay.
I was merely stating a fact.
Thanks, Alistron. I like the way you're on top of that kind of stuff. All right. Then with that, I think we're probably done here. I'm gonna pick up the barrel and put it in, so we can delete that.
Okay.
And we'll head out back here.
All right. So what is the plan now?
So that's where the dragons were. We looked all through that.
Uh-huh.
I think the next hallway was the big ballista hallway.
I think if we're just taking a look at what you guys have explored and what you have left, really, sans invading Yek's treasure room or bursting into Shun Shurith's hold, right? The only places you have not explored on this level is the ballista hallway. So
I wanna see what's in the ballista hallway.
you do? Okay.
I do.
All right. I'm gonna teleport Ezrah and Ashes. Whoop. All the way up here. All right. So you guys you wind your way back northward to the ballista hall, and you find still again, right, this deep, these red glowing crystals socketed into the walls, right, and you can see way down the hall. You see these big ballista sitting there.
All right. From here, can we tell if they're loaded?
Sure. They appear loaded.
All right. Well, this is gonna be dangerous. Ezra, why don't you hang back behind this corner here?
If you guys want, I could potentially speed up you and Bones, maybe. But if I do this, I'm starting to get pretty exhausted, so we would probably want to start making our way up afterwards. Just as an idea, me and Ashes could sit back in a ready state.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a bad idea. Because if you do that, the speedy thingamajob that you do, I could probably get down there pretty quick.
Yeah, you and Bones could get down there pretty quick, and it'll make you much more wily, so you'd be harder to potentially hit.
All right.
Does that work for you, Ashes?
Oh, that sounds great. Let's do it.
I am going to I don't know if Ashes can
Yes,
use it,
man.
but I'm gonna hand Ashes my longbow.
I mean, I
Ashes
could.
has proficiency with longbow.
And I'll just say, it's got a little bit more range than your crossbow.
All right.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah, and I give you some arrows.
It just here's this longbow.
I smack somebody in the face with the longbow.
Oh,
All right. You guys might want to get out the hallway just in case these ballista go off.
Yeah. And I'm gonna twin it on
right.
as they're getting ready
Wow.
to move, because this is a minute.
let me rephrase something because this I don't know if it's going to change y'all's. I was wrong in what I said earlier. They do not appear to be loaded. From what you can see, you see these great big ballistas, but there's no appropriately sized bolt sitting atop them.
Two great big ballistas that are pointing out at us. Ezra would extremely vehemently announce.
Still go fast.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it might not
All right.
change
Whether or
y'all's
not you guys
intention
want to
at
listen
all.
or
Yeah.
agree, Ezra would still be like, "Nope, this is a bad idea. Something's going to go wrong. Remember that harp, man. Remember,
Okay.
things aren't
so
what
then-
they seem."
Once we're ready and he hastes us, I think Bones and Matt are gonna sprint down the sides of this hallway.
Yeah.
Kind of serpentining just in
Yeah,
case.
do the diggy do.
Yeah, we're doing
I
a
get you.
full on anime
Zigzag,
Yeah, absolutely. I
double
feel you.
helix.
Cool. So if that is the play,
So, just so you know how far we can get, we can definitely get there.
absolutely
in
you
one
guys
turn,
can get
yeah.
there. But the thing is you get here before the ballistas start firing.
Oh God.
Because they immediately, as soon as someone is within their firing arc, you guys start the dash and you start the first cross, second cross, you're going for the third cross, and you see these suddenly, right? And I mean, you guys have seen them before, but we'll go ahead and throw them up. You see these ballista, right?
Whoa! Look at those. I haven't seen those before.
And atop of them, right, you see this red hot streak go and fill the notch where the bolt would be as they fire a magical bolt at each of you.
Not something I can deflect.
So, it is a ranged attack, so you can still deflect it. Absolutely.
Is it a projectile?
It is still
That is
absolutely
the-
still a projectile.
Okay, if it's a projectile, then okay. I thought it was just a magic
No,
beam.
no, it's
It's
not like a
gonna
magic
hit me in
beam.
the
It
face.
is a ranged attack, just like you deflecting a firebolt or something like that. You know?
Well, I can't deflect a firebolt.
Oh,
No, it has to be a projectile.
Yeah,
a
it has to be
missile.
like a fucking a bullet, an arrow, that kind of stuff, like a rock, things
You
like
want
that.
copy pasta the
yeah. Let's
Yeah.
hit the ability for me real quick, because it might not be.
Hit it like
This
you
might
mean
actually
it.
qualify as one of those weird instances where it's not going to work out for you. Catch a
Missile.
missile when you are hit. Yeah, but what's the definition of a missile?
Ranged weapon attack.
Okay. With the weapon or a piece of ammunition you just caught. So I think probably in this instance it's because it is like a magical beam. It's a magic bolt of fire. So I guess in this instance, yeah, it's not really a piece of ammunition, I suppose.
Well, and the verbiage ranged weapon attack versus ranged spell attack, that would be the differentiation.
That'd be the differentiator, you would think.
In my mind.
What if? So obviously, I wouldn't be able to throw this back. What if we cut off the bottom part?
Like, I don't. So here's the thing. I don't know why you either you, if you can deflect it, you can throw it back, right? You might not be able to reach them because I think they're outside of your range at the moment.
Sure, wouldn't be able to reach them.
but I mean, in theory, if you can deflect it, you can throw it back. I think it's just a matter of like, if you. It's a question of whether or not you could deflect a magic bolt. So my scenario is obviously it's going to be counted as a ranged weapon attack because they are literally ranged weapons, right?
That's right.
But it's the scenario of like if you can't catch something like a firebolt, then I don't think you'd be able to catch one of these. Is the thing. Like, and I don't want to be like a stickler or anything like that, but like I think that's the Jesus so far away.
That's what I mean. Like that's why I questioned it when you said it was like a magical attack.
Yeah, I think in that instance we're probably erring on the right side there. So these things are gonna fire one shot at each of you. So we're gonna do basic attack. First one at Matashtai, second at Bones. 23.
Ow.
And a 22.
Ow.
So these magic bolts of fire kind of coalesce. There's this twang as the bolts fire off. One basically like right into, like Matashtai tries to like see it coming and tries to like dodge out of the way, and it just kind of like scorches. It's not that it necessarily like impacts you like a ballista bolt would or anything like that, but it's like when it hits you, it just washes you with flame. So it's like being hit with like a fireball spell or something. So it just kind of like washes over the both of you. But in that instance, right, I'm gonna let you guys, because we're basically like playing this as if like they had a held action and you guys had a move action. You guys can complete your move action, which is gonna bring you all the way up to them.
Yep. So as we get closer, I think Matt and Bones are going to converge on one.
Well, okay, gotcha. That's fine. And before we do anything else, before you guys actually get actions off, because theirs is a held action, yours is, I'm basically letting you do the move action, and now we're gonna roll initiative. Because now it's gonna be down to the wire. You guys have closed the distance. It's gonna be whether or not they can like get another volley off at you before you guys can just destroy them, basically. So. Let's flip it on over to the battle music, and everyone select their tokens and roll for initiative. Man, you guys are so fucking fast with haste up. Like you cover so much distance with haste. It's super cool. Like I love how cool that is. Like you being just fast by being a monk, and then Bones being a tabaxi, rogue, but also being a tabaxi and getting like the benefits of both there is just like super intense. And
like,
Ashes can play bodyguard to Ezrah.
Break the sound barrier
which is
with
super
how
important.
quick they run.
Okay. Unfortunately, that speed does not necessarily translate to speed on the initiative tracker. But Bones has much higher dex, so he will go before the ballista. And you two can fight it out on who you want to go first with the two of you. Okay, so top of the round. The first one to actually go is the ballista in front of you guys, and it charges up, right? It does the and it's doing that like they fired off the first spout, and then they're doing the and you see the magic bolts begin to coalesce as you guys are racing the rest of the way, and right when you get there, that one fires off another one at you, Matashtai. However, you are in base to base, so it's going to have disadvantage on the attack, because it is a ranged weapon attack in base to base. And that is a super
thank
fail,
God.
which is really
Holy
good.
shit.
Holy crap, that was good damage. God dang. Woo. Woo.
That would have sucked.
Ooh.
And it doesn't confirm the critical. So, you just like it swivels ever so slightly, right? Them being kind of like animated. It doesn't just like fire down the hall in your general direction. It like turns and points the fucking beam at your head, Matashtai, and you have just this split-second reaction time where you just like spin as the beam goes past your head, right? So I'm illustrating it as less of a critical fail on its part and more of a critical success on your part. Yeah?
Damn right.
So, that is its
that
turn.
Edit of Han Solo where they made it so that Greedo fired first.
Exactly.
He does that little like,
right. So Bones is up.
All right. So because we're both in base to base, he
Mhm.
will get sneak attack, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep, you are absolutely threatening these things.
Wind spike.
Ooh,
Yikes.
An 11.
Offense. Dab.
He hits the creature, but it doesn't do anything. It just like streaks off of the side so these are partial metal, partial wood, right? Animated creatures, and he just kind of like ching off the side of it. The second one does hit though. 4 damage, and that will still trigger the sneak attack. So another 11 damage.
Total.
Okay, so he basically he starts to carve into wood and metal, and it's like, okay, right? You know, like, what do you do? And this
Oh,
ballista, it doesn't have any other targets. It would prefer to shoot a target that it doesn't have disadvantage on, but it's got to shoot, so it will shoot at you with disadvantage. That's a 20.
Jesus, it still fucking
For
hits.
13 fire damage. So this one does the point blank, and it kind of squats a little bit to
Ow.
shoot at your midsection, and it's just
Rolling
shotguns into you.
3d10. Good gracious.
These things don't play.
Yikes.
Yep. Ezra, you're up, and you
Wait
can
a minute.
hear
3d10
just the
and you rolled
volleys being
27?
launched now. What do you want to do? He's like, I don't want to go down there if that's what you're asking.
I am going to hold my action
Oh,
to chill touch if something confrontational looks like it's approaching within 120 feet of me.
all right, sounds like a plan.
And
Matashtai,
I
you
will
were up.
maintain my concentration on Speedy Boys.
I get you.
Ow.
That's fair.
I'm gonna draw Tanmakiri and poke.
Start poking. Oh, goodness, start poking.
16 to hit.
Yep, that definitely
Okay.
hits.
I'm going to attempt to stun this animated ballista.
Okay.
So that is let me double check I think it's a con save
Yes.
at 14
14.
DC.
15. Sorry, I shouldn't have done that with disadvantage. So
Okay.
15, it is not stunned.
I'm then going to punch it.
Okay.
I'm going to miss.
I mean, you hit, but you just crack knuckles on hard wood.
I'm then going to swing with my bonus action.
Okay. That's a hit.
I'm going to attempt to stun it again.
Okay. Gotcha. Ooh, okay. So here's what I'm gonna say. I don't think it makes sense to actually stun these creatures because they are constructs, but they have a special property. So what I'm gonna say is the special property activates instead of you stunning, this is basically what your stun does, right? It's that as you are kind of so you're smacking on it, you're hitting it, you're cut through it with Tombakiri, and you realize these things are kind of they're on these two little legs. They're kind of like pug legs, right? And they're kind of wobbly.
Do I knock it over?
And you basically, you get this bright idea, right? This is what your stun is you kind of step up underneath the arc, right? and punch upwards, and there's a crack. But the more important thing is the whole thing like topples over on its side, and it starts to, the legs start to kick out in the air, and it's super clear all of a sudden that this thing cannot right itself once it is prone. It can't
It's
get
like
back up.
the fucking turrets from Portal.
Yeah, it absolutely is. It 100% is.
Ow, 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 ow.
Well, then, upon seeing that, I'm gonna kind of get low, spin over, and use Flurry of Blows to make one more bonus action attack.
Do you want
And
to
I'm gonna
try?
hit this?
Do you want to try to shove it and actually like knock it prone? Because that's the actual functionality of it. Or if you want, you can try to hit it and stun again. I'll let you do.
What are
either.
the mechanics of a shove?
So the mechanics of a shove are when you make a shove, you can either try to push something back, or you can try to shove it to the ground to knock it prone. And a shove is just athletics versus athletics or acrobatics, I believe. Same thing as like a grapple, basically.
Okay.
So
So my athletics is a +4.
yeah. So it would be probably your athletics versus their strength. And
I
whoever,
like my odds with the stun because
then
it doesn't.
I'll let you go that way, because that way you're still spending a resource, and I'm fine with
Yeah.
you spending that resource.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the stun. I think.
Sounds perfectly fine. So go ahead and roll your
unarmed
attack.
strike. Oh no!
Unfortunate. That's the side effect.
Oh
is,
no!
is with the stun, you have to hit, and then they have to fail a saving throw. With the shove,
no.
you just have to beat them once.
All right.
It was a gamble. All right,
I'm gonna
Ashes.
get fucking shot in the face.
I peek down the hallway and recognize, oh hey, they're not okay. So
not- Whoa.
I'll reach behind me, grab my shield, slip it on, and then I'll use my action to dash and run 60 feet down the corridor.
Don't leave. Okay.
He's
From
gone.
the shadows crawl 4 drow. They stab Ezra repeatedly.
With drow poison. Giggity. No, the bullywugs come
Luckily,
back
I
and they
cannot
see
be put
food.
to sleep.
Okay, so Magical Ballista, this one is knocked on its back. It is still going to try to fire at you, but it is going to do so with disadvantage. It would already... Actually, I don't think that makes sense. We're going to say that this one is basically pointed at the... This one's a sitting duck. It's basically pointed at the wall, and it can't really maneuver itself. So we're going to skip it for now. I'll say that's the effect of your stun. Next turn, if it's still prone, or it'll still be prone. If it's still alive and not stunned next turn, it'll make a shot. It'll just do so at disadvantage. So Bones is up.
Okay. Bones, I feel like, is gonna try and stab this one that's vulnerable.
Sure, that's a very Bones-like thing to do.
So it's prone, so he gets advantage, right?
Yep.
Okay. Advantage. Winged spike.
Window Spike, ooh, 26 definitely hits.
It's
8 piercing damage, and sneak
Oh,
attack.
so close to it. Sneak attack.
Ooh, 10 damage. Not bad. It's still kicking.
And
Literally.
he pokes it with his other hand.
That one doesn't
Wow,
do
that
anything,
is a lot of
unfortunately.
one.
It is a lot of ones. It's a lot of low rolls for you guys tonight. Okay. Next guy is...
Jeremy, try it sometime.
No, absolutely not. I gotta challenge you guys some way. The only way I can do that is high rolls. Nah, I'm just kidding.
You got
So,
those.
he's gonna try to shoot you in the face again.
Please miss.
9!
Oh yeah,
Bolt
you
just
definitely miss.
fires off down the hallway. Actually
I'm
streaks
still
past.
ducked
Oh,
under it.
Streaks past Ashes. And then Ezra, you're up again.
He left us. He left us.
He did leave you.
Ezra
There's
will.
no threats back there.
You don't know that.
Yet.
I am certain there are threats
Dude,
ahead of us.
It's literally going to be like, there are 23 levels in Dungeon of the Mad Mage. I'm gonna use 21 of them, lulling you all into a false sense of security,
Not
and then there's
Ezra.
just gonna be something
Nope.
that kills Ezra from behind.
Nope. Ezra is constantly living in a state of fear. You're
Like,
not gonna.
There's gonna be one instance where everyone leaves Ezra alone for like
That's already happened.
just a minute.
That's already
Just a
happened.
minute.
You're not
and it's just
alone.
gonna be like
I'm not saying now. I'm saying a previous session.
3 liches and a deva pop on him, all within
Jesus.
20 kills.
Jesus.
Like full,
I don't think
full
a level
bore.
20 Ezra would be able to deal with that.
Oh fuck. Okay.
I creep forward 30 feet. Same thing, holding a chill touch if something gets within range.
Sounds good.
Maintaining concentration. Using ashes as a body shield from these fiery bolts.
Matashtai, you're up.
I'll take it.
Yeah, you will.
So shove attacks. Do I make a shove attack every time I attack?
So when you use the attack action, if you have multiple attacks, you can use one of those attacks to make a shove attack. You just replace your normal attack with them. Same thing as grapple, right? If you have 3 attacks, you can try to grapple 3 times. You know,
Alright.
it's entirely up to how you want to do it.
Alright, I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna try and shove this man. Be
In
shoved!
theory, right? This is fun stuff that you never see people do, but you can shove a person 10 feet and then walk up to him and shove
Be
them
shoved
another
again.
10 feet and then shove them another 10 feet. Just keep shoving them down a place if you have multiple attacks. Absolutely. Okay, you shove them again. And that one is probably going. Let me check the first one because he might fail. Sorry. 7 versus 11, he definitely succeeds. And then 7 versus 23, he fails.
Not gonna
So
happen.
with the second one, you're able to actually get up underneath him and poof, kind of flip him over, flip the table, and now he's prone.
Awesome. I'm gonna move back over to this one and punch him while he's on the ground.
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead and roll a punch.
Well, sorry, can I do that? Because I used my so I have 2 attacks with my main action, and then I have a bonus attack.
I think
If I
you
use the
can.
shove, can I still use my bonus?
I think you can. Let's check what the verbiage says. For monk on their bonus attack, it is when you use the attack action with an unarmed strike or monk weapon on your turn, you can make
Which I
one
didn't do
unarmed
either.
strike. Yeah, I think that's the stickler because you used the attack action. You used an attack action. You used a shove attack, but you didn't do it with an unarmed strike or a monk weapon. I think is the stick. That seems so weird though. That's super finicky. Fuck that. No, you used your hands, so sure, it counts. Absolutely,
Alright, I'm gonna
you can
punch
make
this
an
man.
unarmed strike. Yeah. That if I ruled like that, that would be like the most rules lorry shit in fucking
You punched.
existence. Be like, it
Wow,
doesn't
I
fucking
cannot
say
punch
it.
right now.
You cannot punch right now. He's got these 2 little like hooks that he's like
I'm like, oh, God.
flailing with
Oh,
on his
it's not
like legs. He's just kicking outwards. Yeah. All right,
Stop.
Ashes.
I'm coming.
God.
He's gonna make it there eventually.
He totally
Oh
is.
shit.
In hindsight, we should have given him the haste because Bones not.
The rest of you guys are way faster. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Animated ballista. It is still alive. I did not think it was going to be still alive. It will make. It is prone, but it's not stunned anymore. So I'm going to say it will make an attack at disadvantage against. We'll say Bones.
Are you sure it doesn't hate me for flipping it?
19 on Bones for 21
God damn it,
fire
I think
damage. Just
that
like
does hit him.
Jeez, Jerry.
searing bolt. But he
Yikes.
can use
Oh, uncanny thing.
dodge. So he can reduce that down to 10 fire damage.
All right,
So that's,
uncanny thingy.
That's helpful. Okay, and then it's Bones' turn.
Bones did not like that. He stabs aggressively.
Stab. Aggressive stabbing.
Stab, 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 stab. Stab.
17 definitely hits, and it is
Stab.
definitely it's dead. It's dead. You don't need the second attack.
He keeps
First
stabbing.
attack. Okay, gotcha. Well, if that is the end of Bones' turn, the other animated ballista, which is also flipped, is going to fire at disadvantage against Matashtai. That's a 9. Okay.
Take the hot.
Jeez. All right, Ezra is up. And I think he might actually be in range this turn to do something.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? You're super close.
Nope.
You're 120.
Does that count?
Yeah, it
Some
counts.
spells are 120.
Yeah, 120 is
120.
magic missile range.
120 is chill touch.
Oh,
range.
and chill touch.
Yeah. And actually, he's prone, so you have disadvantage on the ranged attack.
Oh my gosh.
And it didn't matter because you wouldn't have had. It's a 10 regardless.
Yeah, it was
so,
the first one.
oh,
anyways.
But it's still funny, you know. All
I
right. Matashtai, you're up.
Effort.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm
A
gonna
for
go
effort.
to this
A for
man.
haste. What are you talking about? A for effort.
I'm gonna aggressively, like, just Atomic here. I'm just wailing on this.
Turn it into kindling.
I have advantage, right? Because it's prone.
you do.
So, wow, that is painful.
You are
It's
rolling.
painful to watch.
Crap. 27 hits though, and a 23 hits.
Look at all those 13s.
There's a lot of 13s.
That's 15 damage. Okay. Getting some good hits in.
And that's the end of my turn.
Okay, Ashes, you're up. So close.
Action to dash.
Oh
Ah,
no. He's
I'm
here.
I'm
He's
here,
here.
guys. Ah.
Animated Ballista is dead. It's Bones' turn.
Bones walks up and stabs it in its stupid foot that's hanging around.
It's kicking. It's kicking. It's kind of like
Foot stab. Offhand stab.
15 hits. 15 is its AC. So you just barely got it.
Here comes the damage. 21
Um,
total.
21 total. Here. Minus 21. It's still kicking.
Can break its legs off.
It's gonna fire. It doesn't care about its target. So from top to bottom, it is going to be a 1d3. It's back at Bones again. Disadvantage. Oof, okay.
Yeah, suck it,
Oh,
nerd.
Look at
A
that low
reasonable
damage, anyways.
Freaking roll. That's not low. That's 4 points off of average.
Yeah, fair enough. Ezra, you're up.
Burn.
Burn.
Well,
Well, sizzle or
Be
absorb your
melted.
life essence
Be
or
melty.
Yeah, you kind of like the chill touch like drags through it, right? And it's not that you
Necros.
harm its being necessarily, but it's whatever magic is animating it, you kind of like see tendrils of it get ripped off by the chill touch, you know? All right, Matashtai, back to you.
I'm gonna get a hit in. I'm gonna get a hit in. It's
No,
gonna
you're not.
happen. I'm
No, you're
gonna
not.
get one.
This is where I swing. I murder.
Dang it.
Oh, low damage. Low damage. You got a chance.
It's super dead. It's super dead.
I continue punching.
it's just dead, and yeah, Matashtai just keeps like wailing on it. Right, Bones and Matashtai both like breathing heavy, like scorch marks
I
all
made it.
over both of them. Right,
I've come to help.
There's
Yeah.
the sizzle of like
I pat
hair.
Ashes on the back and I say, "Wow, I'm glad you made it."
Yeah, thank you. Just 1 second.
and then
Like you're covered in sweat.
and then
Oh God, I hate that. I hate that feeling so much.
Ezra, you gonna come join everybody else?
Like a mini-
Everybody is down there is
saunters up.
winded but him.
Yep. Ezra just
is
kind of
it
like
is it safe, guys?
casually walks up.
Yeah, I got him.
You see Matt on the ground, just like, ugh.
Yeah, Bones is like slid off the wall, just like,
And then in like 15 seconds, it really hits them.
Well, no, that
that's
was
what,
the hit.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. You know, like
Oh,
like, as
haste
the
struck,
haste
okay.
starts to come out, like Ashes is winded and like, and then Matashtai
from
and
spending
Bones
an
are both
entire
just like,
combat sprinting down a
"Ugh."
hallway.
Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. All right, so for the animated ballista, guys, add. You guys can add 600 experience points.
Woo.
I mean, they were shooting 3d10s and they shoot from a distance of 120 feet. The
That's
only
a
reason you guys
lot.
got, I think, the only reason you guys got unscathed compared to what you had, right, is that haste. If you guys had not been on top of them, giving them disadvantage so quickly,
That would have sucked.
ooh,
That would have sucked real bad.
it's a difficult challenge, which is why you get 600 experience for it. 600 experience for
Thank you, Ezra.
animated
Yeah, thank you, Ezra.
ballista. thank you,
I
Ezra.
really
And
thank
thank you,
wish they would've
Matashtai
been-
and Bones, for taking the base shots.
I really wish they would have been physical missiles, though. I was so excited to like deflect a
Huh.
ballista bolt.
I absolutely, like, when you first asked, I was like, absolutely, they're physical. They're loaded. Yeah, you can see them. And then I opened the sheet and I was like, oh shit, wait, these shoot. Oh, wait a second. And then I was like, I think I gotta clarify, because I don't think it would work that way.
Like I was totally gonna weeb out. I was gonna be like the deflection. I take Tom here and just slice down the ballista.
That'd be pretty fucking cool, actually. I kind of wish I had retconned and just let you do that, because that'd be dope. All right, so beyond, I'm going to move these things out of the way because they're super big, and we have representations on the actual map anyways. So I'm going to move them out of the way now that they are chopped to kindling. And beyond, there's a door.
A door.
A door.
Can Ezra take a little time with these contraptions to ascertain how they were enchanted?
You absolutely can try. Go ahead and roll me some Arcana checks. I say some, but an Arcana. Ew.
A whopping 9 and a whopping 9.
I see that. I mean, the basics come to mind, right? But there's nothing about them that you can ascertain in the moment that gives you any particular insights or anything like that. They look like very oddly designed ballista that were animated.
Cool. Well, not cool, but cool.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. So, what would you all like to do now?
Dare we open the door?
Now this looks like a right boss battle.
I think Bones would
we
be
we
like,
came down the hallway for
ow.
no reason.
Yeah, we definitely didn't just come here for no reason, but ow.
I'm very hurt.
Well, I mean, we can try to find a place to rest.
So,
for a
like-
bit.
I don't know. It's-
It seems like a safe place to rest.
you guys have
No, not really. But
Sent. Bones still has 5 of his hit dice.
I've got 6.
I don't know how
Wait,
I ended up with only 2.
Does
but
he have
apparently I only
5
have
of
2
his
left.
hit dice? I thought we rolled several at the end of the last.
No,
one.
you should be higher, Jay. You only used 2.
Oh no, it was
Ez-
Ezra. Ezra, you rolled
Ezra
a
has
different
used all of his.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, put yours
that's
back. You
fortunate though,
only-
because you have taken no damage, so you're still good.
It's like a,
Because I forgot about your periapt,
Yeah.
so I rolled 4.
Oh, okay.
But then we
I'm going to
realized
take
that-
2 back.
Yeah.
So Bones is willing to take a short rest. He has plenty of hit dice to burn.
Yeah, let's take a short rest.
Ezra will
Are we resting right here in this big
maintain
ass hallway?
his
Do we
watch.
want to like go back to our frog friends? That
I'm kind of
Let's go,
worried
Mike.
that we'll come back to New Ballista here.
Yeah, let's just hang out here.
I think Bones will be
that-
like,
think-
it's not like anyone can surprise us. We have a door and a long ass lit hallway.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Especially if Ezra's standing
Unless
guard.
there's a door right here.
Just to be
Okay,
safe,
well,
I'm gonna take
you know.
my sword and I'm gonna cut the bowstrings on these.
It's not strings.
constructs.
They're no
Oh,
strings.
so it was literally just shooting from its
Yeah.
bow.
Yeah.
Nothing.
It's basically it's a magical shot. So there's
Okay.
there's no need for any sort of like tension or anything like that.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's like a
Then,
cannon more than anything else.
Rest we shall.
All right.
But you could absolutely, you guys have already done physical violence to the ballista themselves. You could definitely
You've
chop
done
them up
physical violence.
and like make it to where like you could chop the legs off. They're just wooden legs. You could make it to where it's unlikely that they could reanimate in any formidable fashion. You know, if that's what you want. But
All right.
oh, I gotta get off the battle music. Back to floor. Floor music.
Flow music. Just like that.
Huh?
Nothing.
So, is everybody good on the hit dice that they've used? You want to use?
Yep.
Correct.
You want to use some for bones?
Oh yeah, I am bones.
That's pretty decent. Pretty decent.
20.
14 plus
20.
20.
Yep. Puts him back up to 44. One off max. Very nice.
Bones is ready to party.
Good, good. All right. So, you guys do take a short rest. The tension pool is going to tick up to 1. Okay. That tension tight in the dungeon.
It's a tight,
Giggity.
the tight tension.
The last tension actually procced some. Those spectators were fucking fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, those were.
That's a word for it.
Oh,
All right. Are we gonna bust down this door?
Bones is gonna bones the door.
Do
Yeah.
his bones thing.
Yeah. Bones says bones things at the door.
Bones doing bones things at the door. Does not detect traps. Does not find a lock, and does not hear anything on the other side.
Okay.
It is not locked, you said?
Nope.
All right. We
So
open it up.
then We will open the door.
And open. Standing in the center of the room is a stone pillar with a ring of 6 copper spigots jutting out of it, 3 feet above the floor. Copper pipes jut out of the stone pillar towards the top of it and cling to the ceiling, heading towards the west. Carved into the walls is a series of bas-reliefs, 20, depicting drunken dwarves in different poses. One hand of each dwarf protrudes slightly from the wall. 3 of these hands, all around the room, still grasp copper tankards.
Is it like a keg room? You fill up your.
Yeah, are these
Mug?
taps?
That's pretty dope. Anyone got a mug? I'm gonna go grab a mug from the wall.
You go take one of the copper mugs, so you walk up to the nearest one. It's a
Yeah.
dwarf that's kind of like he's got his hand out, right, and he's got a hand up, and that one's in the actual bas-relief, and he's balancing a what looks to be like a delicate pitcher of wine on his head.
I look at Ash and I was like, I could do that.
Can you do that?
Yeah, I could do that.
All right.
You take the copper mug out of his
Yeah,
outstretched
I
hand,
take the copper mug.
Okay.
Put it under the spigot.
put it under the spigot, and
It's blood from the torture room.
Oh God.
Oh.
I regret everything.
roll me a d6.
A 1. I get just cheap beer.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so
It calls a fire.
oh, what? Oh, don't be like that, game. How do you do that?
Yeah, what screen?
No, it's just the link to the thing. Here, let me check and see if the link in here is working well. I don't use this typically. I don't like the way that it's set up. I don't like having to scroll through all this stuff. I like to be able to search for things more easily. But we have right here. Let's give it a click. All right, so as you turn the spigot, right, nothing happens for a moment, and then you hear this kind of like burbling, this in the pipes, right? And then there's this gush, this kind of like of green, right? And it splatters into the copper tankard, and you're like, ew, right? And then you hear this, and the gush goes as a gush of green slime surges out of the spigot and into the mug and splashes up all over you. I need to make a DC 10 dexterity saving throw.
Ow.
Okay, so you definitely succeed, right? And I believe it's a okay, so you take halvesies. Okay, so you can't take less than half, or you can't take less than one, so you take 1 acid damage, right, as some of this green slime kind of like splashes up out of the copper tanker and hits you and kind of still like sizzles across your arm, right? You know, the spigot and then stop, but you have like this big tankard of like acid that's sizzling and popping and bubbling up out of the copper, and you can see it's eating the copper. Like,
I throw it away.
Throw it to the ground, scatters
hey friend,
across,
bottoms up.
right? And it starts to you see it starts to just
glare in
corrode
ashes.
right through the copper, like, and then there were 2 copper tankards.
All right. Fair enough.
I mean, I heard dwarves have pretty ironclad stomachs.
But
Yeah.
damn.
That's true, but not that. No.
No.
No. You do see there is a door to the north, west. What would you guys?
You want
like
to go
do?
in this door?
You don't want to try some more
No, I'm good.
acid?
No.
Oh, you sure?
No. Well, I mean, you might want to try it. You seem like you probably use a drink.
I use my mage hand to grab one of the chalices.
Okay, so you grab another of the copper tankards, and
I set it down on the ground next to the spigots, turn a spigot, and then raise it up, and
you turn the same one as Matashtai.
no.
Okay. You hear kind of like groaning in the pipes, but after a few moments pass, nothing comes out.
I try another spigot.
You get a similar response.
And another spigot.
Same thing.
And another spigot.
You try the remaining 5 spigots of the 6.
Ruin my fun.
And none of them seem to emit any sort of liquid, except for Matashtai's. Do you want to try that one again?
I look at Matt. We'll see what
I
happens.
mean,
And I
Matt
do
does
it
look a
again.
little thirsty. He might want one.
You hear another groaning,
I
kind of
am
like of the pipes.
30 feet
absolutely.
away.
But it doesn't seem as if there's anything else remaining in the pipes. So nothing more comes out.
I get my bow back from ashes.
I give you back your bow.
Gotcha.
I had to know. I can't leave things on.
That's understandable.
The dwarves around the room seem very disappointed.
I
Very
didn't do
disappointed
shit.
in them.
That being said,
I put that chalice back and then grab the other chalice and try with that one.
you get no different results. Although looking at the tankards, they are pretty finely crafted. Like they're probably worth some amount of money if you guys are interested.
Does there seem to be any? Ezra will investigate the motifs and the hands to see if maybe there's a trigger or a lever or
Roll
some
me an
sort
investigation.
of a 25.
Nah, you give it a very thorough investigation. Like really look in the nooks and crannies, twist things, turn things. They're just carvings. It seems like there's definitely some mechanisms going on with the central column, right? With the pipes and the spigots and everything like that. But there doesn't seem to be any sort of secret or puzzle or anything like that.
Okay. Ezra is content to carry on.
All right. If Bones is doing his shtick again at the door, no traps, no locks, no sounds.
We open the door.
All right. You open the door, and there's another door. There's a small room and another door, and so on the western door of this very small room is a brass plaque with the following stamped upon it. It says, "Brewers in Unig, Maerl in Kadwe Allen, here Orkmin Garux, Meister Kruder, and Darparathanu."
And Bones would say that means what?
Bones can translate for you guys, and it says, "Brewers only. Others keep out. By order of Garux, Master of Ale and Provisions."
Master of Ale. Wow. That seems like a pretty high, like as a dwarf, they'd make you pretty friggin' important.
Actually, he has more power than the king.
Oh, I did not know you were so well versed in the ways of dwarves.
I don't think that's accurate, but interesting theory. Ashes, you are a potion maker. Some might call that brewing. Perhaps you should.
Technically, yes, that is brewing. I am not a master brewer.
It didn't
I
say
think
it
you
didn't say
are
Master
masterful.
Brewers only. It just said Brewers only.
All right,
It's
whatever.
He is the master brewer.
Okay.
I mean, I'll risk it on a technicality. I'll try to open the door.
Okay. You open the door. It's not locked.
Schmeh.
And
Drunk zombie
beyond,
dwarves attack you.
within this large room, you see 6 stone vats arranged in 2 rows of 3, dominating this 20-foot high room. A copper spigot is embedded into the vats on the sides facing the nearest wall. So you can see there's a copper spigot up here. There's
And
a copper spigot
how many
up here.
spigots did you say was on that pillar in the room behind us?
There were
6.
6. So, there is a
Amusing,
narrow
huh?
staircase, narrow stone staircase that curls up the exterior of each vat all the way up to the top. And each of the vats are fitted with copper lids. And let's see how far your sight is. Not far enough. That's all you can ascertain at the moment.
We
I'll,
move in until our sight provides more.
I'll step in and take a closer look at these vats.
Okay, so you step
So,
forward
like-
and you can see on the far side of the room, at the back of the room is a set of double doors with stacks of old barrels piled up around them. The doors themselves are painted with images of 2 dwarves in profile facing each other while standing atop sideways barrels.
Like they're balancing on them,
Yeah, absolutely.
like rolling them.
Can we ascertain which vat is tied to which pipe in the other room? If the assumption is correct that they are tied to.
Yeah, I think it would take a little bit of kind of like looking around, but you can see the pipes come out of the eastern wall and then go across the different, the ceiling and then branch down and then to the floor and connect to the vats themselves. So it would
Ezra wants
take you a
to
little second, but you could.
ascertain which one oozed the acidic ichor.
Gotcha. Okay. Alright. That would be the bottom left vat.
Ashes.
Yeah. What's up?
Maybe you should see if there's anything inside that vat. I wonder if the acidic expulsion that Matt interacted with might be tied to that. Maybe it was everything, maybe it was not. But
How tall is the vat?
The vats are about 10 feet tall or so, and there's little staircases, little stone staircases carved into the side of the stone vats. So
I'll go up one.
And they're a little small for you, but like you can utilize them.
I mean, I'm not 10 foot tall, so. Yeah. But are they capped?
They are capped. They have these copper caps on top. But you can see there are mechanisms, right? Like to unscrew the tops and pull them open.
Be ready for anything.
So, I guess the worst that could happen is maybe some kind of gelatinous cube comes out of this. You guys gonna be ready for that?
Yes, and you see Ezra take 2 steps back.
I think Bones will come over here and be like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure, ready.
All right.
Yeah.
Then I will begin the process of starting to loosen the cap.
Okay, so you kind of like do the... I mean, it's a little stiff. It hasn't been used in a long time, but you do the... and it does the horrible screech of like old metal, and it's... and you get it, and then you kind of like... It almost kind of like releases, right, as you unscrew it, the file, like, kind of like does the type thing, and you kind of like give it a tug, and the whole thing like flings open, and it flings open a little hard, almost as if it has help on the other side, as out from it rises an undead beholder.
What the fuck?
So we will pick that up next time on the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, as there's just a beholder zombie in this fucking vat of.
How did it get in there?
Does
Someone
that
put it
match
there.
the ichor that that math does not add up.
Who? Why? How?
What?
I don't think it was a very willing participant of this.
I mean,
it's
it
a
is
zombie.
undead.
Can you really call
so,
it willing?
You know. All right, that was fun.
I'll look over. It's not a cube.
It's not a cube. It's definitely round.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Boy.
That was an unexpected trip. I did not anticipate getting to roleplay as Bullywugs tonight. I really thought you guys were gonna like skip most of those things and just be like, "Oh, hey, there's a human back here. Let's unpetrify that." You know?
That thing had 4 charges.
Yep.
And we literally burnt all 4 charges on literally the first 4 creatures
things.
we laid eyes on.
I like it.
Welcome
It was
to
fun.
Matashtai.
A lot of fun. That was a good stuff. So we will pick back up here next time with a beholder zombie rising out of a ancient Malercan dwarf brewing vat.
Okay.
Why are there so many goddamn floaty eye monsters in this goddamn piece of shit dungeon?
Because it's the arcane chambers, and it's kind of one of the aberration zones of the 23 levels. Honestly,
I mean,
it's they try.
the
It seems like they kind of
Xanathar is
theme
a
things,
beholder, so
and this is like the low-level aberration themed zone.
low level, which means there's a higher level
I
aberration.
mean, there's only like 10 types of creatures, and there's 23 levels of dungeons. So yeah, I gotta kind of like just
so
wait.
what was the first level?
Wait till we get to the. That one was kind of like I don't know.
Monstrosities?
A little. Every level is a little mixed. It's not like
Trolls,
Yeah, you had
manticores,
some monstrosities,
Bugbears.
the grip.
giant spiders, the
Grick.
grick.
Yeah.
Intellect
That's kind of-
devours.
Kind of monstrosity themed.
Kind of monstrosities has a very broad humanoid mix with the different gangs and everything like that.
The tentacle, floaty tentacle.
Grell.
Grell, yeah.
Those are an
Flames,
aberration, though. I
no.
think, right?
Are they?
I think so.
Yeah, that would make sense. That would make sense.
Anyways, we're just talking about random shit.
Tangent.
Had a whole lot of fun. We'll pick this up next week. Hopefully, Zach will be better and no one else will
Hopefully
be sick.
everybody will be here.
Yeah, so
Oh man, Corona
Fingers
just
crossed.
got ridiculous. Tom Hanks now has it. The NBA just
Yeah.
got canceled.
Yeah.
A lot of
Suspended.
shit's hitting the fan. Oh, I thought it said canceled.
Oh, I was seeing suspended.
anyways, before we get off on another tangent on that,
I'm
had
sorry,
a good
sorry,
time. We will
sorry.
see you all
Oh, yeah,
next
you're
time.
right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.